Chapter 144. Hee, little tiger, since you can speak, where are we going next? Since I've finished all my business in the past few days, there's nothing else important to do. Why don't you choose a place and we can go sightseeing? We can also make up for the past few years of imprisonment. Lin Rei was very happy to see that the flaming tiger could speak. Thinking about how he had ignored it for the past few years, Lin Rei felt a trace of guilt in his heart, so he brought up this topic. Woo! Hearing Lin Rei's words, the flaming tiger jumped up excitedly. In an instant, all the flowers and trees within a 1-mile radius were destroyed by the flaming tiger's actions. Ha ha ha. Don't be too late. Hurry up and choose a place. Let's go. After saying that, Lin Rei jumped onto the flaming tiger's back and let the flaming tiger choose a place. In the following days, the flaming tiger and Lin Rei had a lot of fun playing. Basically, all the troubles from before were thrown to the back of their minds. Especially Lin Rei. His originally cold face frequently smiled after being with the flaming tiger. If Lin Rei's enemies or subordinates were here, they would definitely think that they were hallucinating. However, in the past few days in the Tianxian continent, something real happened. The founder of the Red Lotus Empire, the Red Lotus Empress, was resurrected without anyone knowing. Then, she mysteriously returned to the Red Lotus Empire to take back the throne. This matter caused all the forces in the Tianxian continent to panic. They were all afraid of the Red Lotus Empire's attack and revenge. Although the fear in their hearts was not very strong, their fantasies eventually became reality. Within a few days after the Red Lotus Empress's return, the Red Lotus Empire's military forces were integrated and began to attack the other empires. Originally, the Red Lotus Empire's forces in the other empires were not very strong. However, after returning from the Red Lotus Empire, everything changed. The originally strong Red Lotus Empire's forces instantly became invincible. Within a few days, the Red Lotus Empire had conquered the nearby Heavenly Dragon Empire and killed the Emperor of the Heavenly Dragon Empire as punishment. Under such momentum, everything that caught the eye of the Red Lotus Empire would be destroyed very quickly. At this moment, in the Imperial Palace of the Red Lotus Empire, Red Lotus, who was very different from before, was sitting on the Emperor's throne. She looked down at the people below her and said coldly, "You guys, the reality has been so tense these past few days. Why have you come here?" Old ancestor, the reason we're here is to ask if your wanton massacre will cause dissatisfaction among all the cultivators in the world. At that moment, Hong Tianling, the fourth emperor, quickly went forward and asked the question in his heart. Looking at Hong Lian's face, Hong Tianling knew that he was unlucky today. "Humph, you're too soft-hearted." It was the old emperor's wish to unify the world. Besides, do you want the Red Lotus Empire to remain in this state of mediocrity? What if the other empires become stronger and they're eager to attack our Red Lotus Empire? Rather than letting them attack us first, why not do it first? Looking at Hong Tianling, Hong Lian spoke out her thoughts. Furthermore, if I'm not here in the future, what will you do? If you want your children and grandchildren to live a truly superior life, then you must create an immortal empire for them. This way, they, including the people of the entire profound sky continent, will be able to live a peaceful life. Red Lotus's words had shocked everyone at the scene. They never expected that Red Lotus would say such words. It's my fault. I'm not as thoughtful as the old ancestor. I'm willing to face the wall for a month as punishment. Hong Tianling was also stunned when he heard Red Lotus's words. At this moment, he was truly convinced by this old ancestor that he had never met before. Alright, since all of you said so, then let's act quickly. Now that the Heavenly Dragon Empire has been conquered, the empire won't last long. Soon, all the empires in the Tianxian land will become the land of my Red Lotus Empire. As for those sects, after I unify the empire, I'll let them know who's the one who has the final say in this continent." When Red Lotus blurted out the plan in her mind, her eyes were filled with coldness and an excited smile appeared on her face. However, the people at the scene did not think so. Unifying the empire was easy to say, but it was extremely difficult to do it. Especially when she had to kill a lot of people. Therefore, if she wanted to unify the empire, she must have an iron heart. Otherwise, it would be easy to waste all her previous efforts. Yes, we'll do as the old ancestor said. The day of unifying the world is just around the corner. I hope the old ancestor will live as long as the heavens. Hong Tianling and the others retreated after receiving the order. Instantly, the main hall became quiet. The coldness on Red Lotus's face disappeared and was replaced by exhaustion and sadness. Sigh. How could I not know the price of unifying the empire? However, it's been a long time since a sovereign country appeared in the Tianxian land. If this continues, the Tianxian land will be annihilated. Rather than that, it's better for me to change its fate. Moreover, I have so many enemies in front of me. If I can't unify the empire, then how can the descendants of the Hong family survive in this world? Red Lotus sat alone on the emperor's throne and muttered to herself. Tears flowed down from her eyes unconsciously. If those people were here and saw this scene, they would be stunned. In their impression, their old ancestor was a cold and ruthless person who would kill without batting an eyelid. Sigh. It's just a matter of time. If I don't have powerful strength, I won't be able to unify the empire. Since the heavens have given me this ability, then I can't waste this opportunity. The magnificent feat of unifying the world, how magnificent would that be? As she spoke, Red Lotus closed her eyes and an excited smile appeared on her face. One could imagine that Red Lotus was fantasizing about the grand occasion after unifying the empire. As the saying goes, when some people are happy, others will be troubled. The Red Lotus Empire's glory was because their wish to unify the world was being realized. Those empires that were annihilated by the Red Lotus Empire were all secretly depressed. This was especially true for the imperial family members who were preparing to be annihilated by the Red Lotus Empire. At this moment, they were like ants on a hot pan and were extremely anxious. Humph, Red Lotus, if you say you're dead, then you're dead. Why do you want to be resurrected? If you want to be resurrected, then you can be resurrected. Why do you want to realize your dream of unifying the world? At this moment, in an imperial palace not far away from the Red Lotus Empire, an imperial lord dressed in a dragon robe was worrying about the Red Lotus soldiers stationed outside the imperial capital. At this moment, he was at the end of his rope and had nothing left. Even the prince's wives who had been taking care of him all this time fled when they heard that the soldiers of the Red Lotus Empire were approaching the city. In an instant, the imperial capital was empty. It was no longer as prosperous and grand as it was in the past. Sigh, ashes to ashes, dust to dust. I've achieved enlightenment. I can't stop what's coming. Since that's the case, I can't disgrace my imperial Ouyang clan. Now, in the imperial palace, looking at the empty imperial capital, the imperial lord's face did not have the elegance that an imperial lord should have. At this moment, his face was filled with desolation. With a puff, the Ouyang clan imperial lord knelt on the ground and looked at the family plaque above his head. The 3-foot cold blade in his hand slid across his neck. Immediately, blood spurted out and his eyes slowly became hollow. Sigh. I've been ostentatious all my life, but in the end, I didn't get anything. It's a pity that I realized it too late. After saying that, the Ouyang clan imperial lord fell silent. The vitality in his body also disappeared. A big shot died just like that. He died quietly and no one knew. Not long after, the Ouyang clan imperial capital was captured. From then on, this area became part of the territory of the Red Lotus Empire. As the main culprit of all this, one of the people who wanted to save Lin Rei, who had recovered his memories of his previous life, was sitting on the back of the flaming tiger. He held a bottle of wine in his hand and lay on the back of the flaming tiger. He was leisurely singing songs from his 21st life. I had a little donkey that I never rode. One day, I rode it to the market on a whim. I had a little whip in my hand, and I was very proud of it. Setting out from the land of death, Lin Rei rode the flaming tiger. Whether in the city or outside, the flaming tiger never left Lin Rei's sight. Wherever they went, Lin Rei would go to the restaurant to buy some wine and then slowly drink it on the road. It was in these few days that Lin Rei's addiction to drinking had developed. Along the way, Lin Rei's heart was very calm. Ever since he came to the Tianxian continent, he had never been so calm. In these few days, Lin Rei did not meditate, nor did he take out any weapons. Even his consciousness was not used by Lin Rei. Other than riding on the flaming tiger, Lin Rei walked the rest of the time. Along the way, Lin Rei had a deep understanding. Originally, he felt that his foundation was unstable, but in these few days, it had become much more solid. This is called the Tendo reward. Although I, Lin Rei, am not a good person, I will not kill the innocent. Don't you think so, little tiger? At this time, Lin Rei, who had walked to an unknown place, suddenly asked this question as if he was drunk while sitting on the back of the flaming tiger. Hee, master, I don't know how to answer you. You are not a good person. You haven't killed any good people either. You are a good person, but every time you don't end up with the destruction of the sect. So this question, I won't talk about it. I won't talk about it. After hearing his master's question, the flaming tiger, who was walking leisurely, recalled the scene at the Fengyan sect and said it. Hee, you brat. Although you don't talk about it, your mouth is too poisonous. I admit that every time I end up with the destruction of the sect, but tell me, they were the ones who wanted to kill me. Also, I didn't kill all of them. Didn't you see that I left some people for them? After hearing the flaming tiger's words, the originally drunk Lin Rei almost fell down. He rolled his eyes and said to the flaming tiger, feeling wronged. This. Master, did you forget? That time, it wasn't you who let them go. They took advantage of the time when you killed their sect leader to escape. At that time, you wanted to chase after them, but by that time, they were already long gone. This. After hearing the flaming tiger's words, Lin Rei wanted to say something, but he was choked by the flaming tiger's words. Lin Rei wanted to explain, but after thinking about it, he realized that it was indeed the case. Forget it. If they want to kill someone, then so be it. Anyway, they were the ones who offended me. If I don't kill them, the world will think that I, Lin Rei, am a person who can be bullied easily. Gulp, gulp. After saying that, Lin Rei took the wine jug in his hand and poured it into his mouth. Suddenly, a spicy feeling spread from his throat to his stomach. Phew. Nice. I didn't expect this fire wine to be so strong and delicious. If I had known, I would have bought more from the drunken wine pavilion. Looking at the wine jug in his hand, Lin Rei said regretfully. His heart was filled with regret. I say, master, what's so good about this wine? Look at you drinking every day. This is completely different from how you used to be. Moreover, the most important thing is, every time you get drunk, you will vomit all over me. Every time, I have to jump into the river and wash for a long time before I can wash the smell of the wine away. Looking at Lin Li's expression, the flaming tiger was unhappy and hurriedly poured out the complaints that had been in his heart for the past few days. Also, you keep saying that this time, you came out with me. Damn, this time, it seems like I came out with you on purpose. You, phew. Just as the flaming tiger was complaining, the sound of snoring suddenly entered his ears. The flaming tiger helplessly shook his head and slowed down his pace, as if he was afraid of waking Lin Rei up. Sigh. Master, the pain in your heart, others don't know, but this flaming tiger understands very well. Although you usually look cold, others don't know that you are very fragile in your heart. Sometimes, I really want to share some of the pain in your heart with me. This way, I can help you and make you happy. Looking at the sleeping Lin Rei, the flaming tiger's aura became sorrowful as he muttered to himself. However, the flaming tiger didn't know that Lin Rei wasn't sleeping at all. At this moment, he was more awake than anyone else. Hee, little tiger, how could I not know what you're thinking? From the beginning, you've been trying to make me happy. That's why you're acting like this. I'm very clear about this. To be honest, these few days are the happiest days of my life. So, don't worry. One day, I'll let you transform into a human and follow me around. We'll enjoy the beautiful scenery, drink the best wine, and find a wife for you so you can have children. Xiao Hu's thoughts were as follows: I'll make you change into a human. Chapter 145. Looking at the little tiger's appearance, Lin Rei laughed in his heart. His face also unconsciously revealed a smile. Time passed quickly. At first, Lin Rei pretended to be asleep, but in the end, he really fell asleep. Moreover, he slept very soundly. In his dream, Lin Rei dreamed that he had returned to his original world and met his mother, younger siblings, and younger siblings. Roar, a tiger's roar was transmitted into Linley's dreamland. Slowly, Linley was pulled out of the dreamland. He looked at the little dragon with sleepy eyes and asked in confusion, "What is it? What's wrong, little tiger?" Roar. "Master, you've been sleeping for a few days. Now that we've arrived at a place, I wanted to wake you up and let you eat something." Hearing the little tiger's words, Lin Rei lifted his head and looked at the city in front of him. Lin Rei smiled and patted the little tiger's head, indicating that they should go into the city. Roar. After receiving approval, the Scarlet Flame Tiger led Lin Rei into the city. Along the way, everyone who saw Lin Rei and the Scarlet Flame Tiger trembled in fear. Even the city guards hurriedly let the Scarlet Flame Tiger pass when they saw it, not daring to stop it. Arriving in the city, the Scarlet Flame Tiger followed the scent and came to a restaurant with a round building. At first glance, this restaurant seemed to be painted with gold. It was resplendent and incomparably luxurious. Roar. "Master, what do you think of this restaurant?" Arriving in front of the restaurant, the Scarlet Flame Tiger asked Lin Rei, trying to get Lin Rei's approval. It's okay. Alright, since you chose it, then let's go." With that, Lin Rei sat on the Scarlet Flame Tiger's back without any movement. The Scarlet Flame Tiger carried Lin Rei into the restaurant. It was unknown if the restaurant had purposely designed it this way, but the Scarlet Flame Tiger's huge body was able to walk in easily. After arriving at the restaurant, Lin Rei flashed to the Scarlet Flame Tiger's side. Looking at this unique restaurant, Lin Rei felt a little curious in his heart. It's really an unusual hotel. Just by looking at the carpet on the floor, I can tell that the power behind this restaurant is not that simple. Ever since Lin Rei walked in, he noticed that the carpet on the floor of the restaurant was made from the fur of a nascent soul-stage black bear. This kind of demonic beast was a kind of demonic beast that lived in the Yunling mountain range and could not be found anywhere else. Just based on this point, Lin Rei had to pay attention to this restaurant. Hee, little tiger, you really know how to choose. The first place you came to is this kind of place. Looks like there's going to be a good show to watch. After saying that to little tiger, he led the flaming tiger inside. At this moment, a man dressed like a waiter walked towards Linley with a warm smile on his face. Ha, dear guest, welcome to our Lulu's circle. In our Lulu's circle, there's nothing you can't get. Come in, sir, please. Looking at the waiter, Lin Rei ate on time. When the waiter arrived a moment ago, Lin Rei could feel that he was a Gold Core realm practitioner. Thinking of the black bears that covered the ground, Lin Rei was even more certain that the power behind Lu Yuanyuan must be a first-rate power in the Tianxian continent, or possibly an ancient sect that was even more powerful than a first-rate power. Okay, just give us some of your restaurant's specialties. Serve the rest as you see fit, but most importantly, my Scarlet Flame Tiger must eat demonic beasts. Moreover, it must be freshly killed and roasted. Also, bring some wine. That's all. Following the waiter's guidance, Lin Rei told the waiter what he wanted. Soon, Lin Rei arrived at a private room that was just big enough for the Scarlet Flame Tiger to enter. Seeing this scene, Lin Rei admired the waiter's eyesight. "This is for you. Take it as a reward for showing me the way. Of course, the food I order must be quick." After arriving at the private room, Lin Li took out a high-grade spirit stone from his ring and tossed it directly to the waiter before instructing him to take care of it. "Ah, thank you, young master. I will definitely deliver the dishes you want as soon as possible. If there's nothing else, I will take my leave first." After receiving the spirit stone, the waiter sensed the abundant spirit chi in the spirit stone and knew the grade of the spirit stone. Seeing this scene, the waiter hurriedly bowed to Lin Rei and left. "Hee, little tiger, the good food will be here soon." After watching the waiter leave, Lin Rei smiled and said something to the Scarlet Flame Tiger. After that, he didn't say anything else. Instead, he released the divine sense of the next stage of the tribulation. In an instant, Lin Rei clearly saw Lu Yuanyuan in his mind, including the conversations between people and some hidden things that weren't on the surface. As expected, I guessed right. A small restaurant actually has a cultivator in the conjoint body realm. It seems that the power behind it is either an empire or some transcendental power. When Lin Rei's divine sense probed the restaurant, he found that there was a secret room at the bottom of the 6th floor. In the secret room, there were several cultivators in the conjoint body realm hiding and secretly discussing something. "Then, master, let's hurry up and leave. This time, we came out to play. If we encounter anything, we should hide as much as possible." After hearing Lin Rei's words, Little Tiger, who was beside him, stood up and walked towards the door. However, at this moment, he was stopped by Lin Rei. "All right, Little Tiger. Since we're already here, there's no need to leave. Maybe we can hear some things that I'm interested in. Although we came out to play, it's been so many days. It's time to return to our previous life." But, when he saw Little Tiger's expression, Lin Rei smiled and gave Little Tiger a reassuring look. He signaled for Little Tiger to return to his original place and wait for the food to arrive. It's just a layer of boundary. Do you think you can stop me with such a small thing? You're delusional." Seeing that Little Tiger had returned to its original place, Lin Rei's divine sense went directly to the secret room where the cultivators in the conjoint body realm were hiding. When he saw that they had set up a trap, Lin Rei's face revealed a look of disdain. His divine sense easily entered the inner part of the boundary. Immediately, the words of the cultivators in the conjoint body realm were heard by Lin Rei. When he heard their words, Lin Rei realized that these people were cultivators from the Ao Lai Empire. They were discussing how to gather more cultivators to resist the attack of the Red Lotus Empire. When he heard this, Lin Rei knew that the Red Lotus Empire's operation had begun. Since he already knew, Lin Rei did not need to continue listening. He immediately withdrew his divine sense and returned to his body. Sigh. I don't know if saving you back then was a blessing or a curse. Although the anger of people in the Tianxian continent does not have much to do with me, I've long become a person who kills people like scything flax. When he thought of this, Lin Rei became irritated and a guilty look appeared in his eyes. What's wrong, master? Did you hear something bad? Beside him, Little Tiger sensed the change in Lin Rei's aura and hurriedly asked Lin Rei worriedly. His voice was filled with worry. Nothing. I'm just conflicted about the decision I made back then. It's nothing. As he spoke, Lin Li turned his gaze downstairs. Right at this moment, a group of gorgeously dressed youths walked in. The youth in the lead had an incomparably clear gaze, without the slightest hint of distracting thoughts. Looking at the youth, Lin Li felt a hint of curiosity in his heart. Hey, little brother, can you come up and have a drink with me? Lin Rei's curiosity led him to ask the young man who had just arrived downstairs. The young man who had walked in with a group of people heard Lin Rei's words and raised his head. Although his face was filled with doubt, he still responded politely. All right. I wonder if this young master can agree to let my friends come up with me? Since they are all little brother's friends, then come up together. Just nice, I ordered a little more than usual. Hearing the young man's words, Lin Rei agreed without thinking. Anyway, it wasn't a big deal. It was just a few extra sets of bowls and chopsticks. He could still afford this bit of money. After a while, there was a knock on the door. Lin Rei waved his hand and the door opened. 4 or 5 young men and women walked in and politely introduced themselves to Lin Rei one by one. I am Yi Shuihan. This is my sister, Yi Miao Miao. And the people behind are all my companions. They are Huiyun, Ling Wu, and Zhuiyang. Looking at Yi Shuihan, Lin Rei liked him more and more. Especially those eyes without distracting thoughts, which made Lin Rei very happy. Oh, I am Lin Rei. A loose cultivator is not worth mentioning. This is my companion, the Scarlet Flaming Tiger. Lin Rei reported his name and then directly introduced the Scarlet Flaming Tiger. Of course, Yi Shuihan didn't see the Scarlet Flaming Tiger when he came in, so he didn't feel anything. But when Lin Rei introduced him, everyone noticed. Brother Lin, you mean, this Scarlet Flaming Tiger is your companion? Looking at the huge Scarlet Flaming Tiger, Shuihan and the others were stunned. Everyone's eyes were wide open, revealing a look of disbelief and horror. That's right. Little Tiger is my companion since the beginning of my cultivation. At the same time, he is also my relative. You don't mind, right? Right now, Linley really wanted to laugh out loud, but he also felt that if he did, it would make them lose face. It seems that Brother Lin is not just a loose cultivator. To be able to have a severed soul stage demon beast, this is not something a loose cultivator can do. At this time, in Yi Shuihan's eyes, Lin Rei was taken seriously. Of course, this also included the people he brought. Well, let's not talk about this. Since you are here, then you are all good friends. Come in. Hearing Yi Shuihan's words, Lin Rei didn't explain too much. Instead, he made a gesture of invitation and let Yi Shuihan and the others in. Everyone, please take a seat. I don't have anything to do, but when I saw young Master Yi's eyes were clear and without any impurities, so I was curious and called young Master Yi over. If there is anything wrong, I hope young Master Yi can forgive me. Linley didn't say much. He went straight to the point and explained the reason for this matter. Oh, I see. Hearing Lin Rei's explanation, Yi Shuihan and the others knew what was going on, but Yi Shuihan's face didn't show any expression. It's okay. It is my honor to be able to make friends with someone like Brother Lin. It's just that Brother Lin has spent a lot of money. In this way, the two of them chatted. The people next to them were speechless because after they came in, Lin Rei didn't even look at them. Finally, the dishes ordered by Lin Rei were served. After a while, slowly, the table was filled with dishes and a few bottles of wine. Lin Rei quickly ordered them to eat. Brother Yi, what are you doing here? As far as I know, there isn't any mountain range for you to train in here. During the meal, Lin Rei asked Yi Shuihan the purpose of their visit. Hearing this, Yi Shuihan's hand paused for a moment, then he started eating again and muttered. Actually, it's nothing much. It's just that the Gu family's ancient sword tomb is about to open. It's just that in the past, the Gu family didn't open it to the outside world. I don't know what's going on, but the Gu family spread the news to the outside world, but cultivators above the nascent soul realm can enter the ancient sword tomb to find opportunities. Moreover, the Gu family announced that the ancient sword tomb also has one of the 10 great divine artifacts of the Tianxian continent, the Qilin sword tomb. We didn't come here for this purpose. Hearing Yi Shuihan's unhurried explanation of the purpose of this visit, Lin Rei was stunned and began to calculate in his heart. Why don't Brother Lin come with us? In any case, it's not particularly far from here. Who knows, we might even be able to find a good opportunity in the ancient sword tomb. Hearing Yi Shuihan's words, Lin Rei was happy. Originally, he wanted to make a trip there after leaving this place. He didn't expect that Lin Rei would agree without hesitation. Alright, then after we finish eating, I'll accompany Brother Yi to the Gu family's ancient sword tomb. That's great. With a strong person like Brother Lin, we might even be able to find the Qilin sword. Hui Yun, who was eating crazily, heard Lin Rei's agreement and revealed an excited smile. She put down the things in her hands and smiled at Lin Rei. Hee, it's nothing. In that case, everyone hurry up and eat. Seeing everyone's excited appearance, Lin Rei didn't feel too much emotion in his heart. On the contrary, he was even happier towards Yi Shuihan. At this moment, Lin Rei really wanted to take Yi Shuihan as his disciple. However, Lin Rei knew that he couldn't be too hasty. The only thing he could do was to wait. Wait for the most suitable opportunity, and then he would definitely succeed. Time passed very quickly. Who knew how many days had passed since Yi Shuihan and the others had eaten? Even Yi Shuihan's sister, Yi Miao Miao, didn't care about Lin Rei, who was present and ate crazily. She didn't look like a girl at all. Her face was full of food. Chapter 146. Ahem. Ahem. Sensing Lin Rei's strange gaze, Yi Shuihan followed Lin Rei's gaze and saw his sister crazily devouring the food on the table. Yi Shuihan revealed an awkward expression. Meow meow. Meow meow, mind your image. You're a girl after all. Don't act like you haven't eaten. Hearing Yi Shuihan's words, everyone present turned to look at Yi Miao Miao, who was engrossed in eating. For a moment, time stood still and everyone was stunned. Ha! Ha, Brother Lin, don't mind her. My sister has always been like this. She's never been the refined type. Her personality is also carefree, unlike a girl's. Seeing that Yi Miao Miao was unmoved and was still eating, Yi Shuihan said to Lin Rei with an awkward expression. It's nothing. What kind of character makes a person what kind of person they are? Your sister's character is very good. Lin Rei, who was in an awkward situation, quickly spoke to ease the awkwardness. In an instant, after hearing Lin Rei's words, everyone present nodded in agreement. Time passed quickly, and the meal was finished in large chunks. Everyone leaned back in their chairs and rubbed their bellies. Yi Shuihan's sister, Yi Miao Miao, was especially satisfied. At this moment, Yi Miao Miao had a smile on her face as she rubbed her bulging belly. She had a satisfied smile on her face. Alright, since everyone is full, then let's go. We can also enjoy the scenery along the way. Looking at everyone's expressions, Lin Rei took the initiative to speak to everyone. His tone was unquestionable. Alright, since that's the case, let's set off. With that, everyone packed up and walked out. As for Lin Rei, he also spent a lot of money to buy a large amount of wine at Lu Yuyuan. Then, he lay on the back of the scarlet tiger and chased after Yi Shuihan and the others. As soon as Yi Shuihan and the others left the building, they began to fly on their swords. Although they did so, the flaming tiger, which had a clone, was not slow at all. Very quickly, it caught up to them. Lin Li raised his head to look at Yi Shuihan, who was flying through the air on his sword. Lin Li laughed, not saying anything. Of course, Yi Shuihan, who was in the sky, also noticed Lin Rei, who was lying on the scarlet flame tiger. At this moment, Yi Shuihan was speechless. Wow! Big brother, I also want to be like Lin Rei. That way, I won't have to ride my sword like this. Yi Miao Miao noticed Lin Rei and revealed an envious look. His eyes were filled with yearning. Hearing Yi Miao Miao's words, Hui Yun looked at Yi Miao Miao with a teasing look. Hee, Sister Miao Miao, that's where you're wrong. That kind of demonic beast is not something that anyone can ride just because they want to. Usually, aside from their master, these demonic beasts are treated as enemies. So, you should give up on this idea. Hearing Hui Yun's words and looking at everyone's gazes, Yi Miao Miao revealed a lonely expression. Hee, little tiger, did you hear what they said? At this moment, Lin Rei lowered his head and asked the flaming tiger after hearing Yi Miao Miao's words. His tone was filled with ridicule. Yes, but that Yi Shuihan is right. Although I'm not considered a divine beast, I still have a trace of the flaming dragon's bloodline. Even an ordinary demonic beast would not allow a lower-ranked cultivator to taint its body other than its master. Hearing Little Tiger's words, Linley knew that Little Tiger was very, very serious about what he was saying. Alright, let's hurry up and go. I want to see what kind of divine being the Gu clan actually has an ancient sword tomb. After saying that, Lin Rei did not say anything else. Instead, he took out a bottle of wine that he had bought at Lu Yuan's from his storage ring and gulped it down. Thud, thud. The flaming tiger suddenly came to a halt, turning its head to look at Linley on its back. Master, why are you drinking again? I already said that if you get drunk again, hurry up and come down. I don't want to jump into the lake to take a bath. Ah. Look, why are you nagging like a woman now? I'm just drinking some wine. Hurry up and go. Otherwise, you'll be left behind by that group of low-ranked cultivators. You'll really lose face then. Looking at the flaming tiger, Lin Rei quickly changed the topic to Yi Shuihan and the others who were flying in the distance. Sure enough, after hearing Lin Rei's words, the flaming tiger's eyes shone with an unyielding light. It mustered all its strength and chased forward. Seeing this scene, Lin Rei was also moved. Seeing this, he recited an ancient poem that he had learned in his previous life. His voice was full of wanton and unrestrained unruliness. Don't you see the yellow river's waters come from the sky and rush to the sea, never to return? Don't you see the bright mirror in the hall with sad white hair, like black hair in the morning, like snow in the evening? One must enjoy life to the fullest. Don't let the golden goblet face the moon empty. I'm born to be useful. Money will come back when it's spent. Cooking sheep and slaughtering cows for pleasure. Drinking 300 cups in one go. Mastertsen, Dan Shosheng, drink up, don't stop drinking. This was an ancient poem from the 21st century that he had learned in school. At this moment, as he drank, Lin Rei couldn't help but recite it. It was accompanied by tears that flowed from his eyes. Sigh, 9 out of 10 things in life don't go your way. Mother, wait for me. Soon, we can go back. After a long, long time, Lin Rei fell asleep with his memories. Lin Rei tightly hugged the empty bottle of wine in his hand to his chest. He frowned with a worried expression. 5 days passed quietly. The scarlet flaming tiger and Yi Shuihan continued their journey. Finally, on the afternoon of the 5th day, Shuihan's group arrived at the Gu clan in Cold Cloud Gorge. However, the Gu clan was currently surrounded by a crowd of over 100 people. Seeing this, Yi Shuihan revealed a bitter smile on his face. I didn't expect the Gu family to be so good at creating momentum. I'm afraid that all the people here are at the same level as those in the central region of the Tianxian continent. Looking at the 100 people, Yi Shuihan's heart drummed the drum of retreat. Seeing so many cultivators stronger than him and the others, he became timid. Roar! At this moment, a majestic roar came from the flaming tiger's mouth. Suddenly, more than 100 cultivators present all looked in the direction of the flaming tiger. What, this is the flaming tiger. At this time, a slightly older elder turned his head after hearing the roar of the flaming tiger. Suddenly, his eyes widened and were filled with disbelief. Damn, it can't be. I've never heard of a flaming tiger being able to reach the doppelganger stage. At this time, after seeing the flaming tiger, the people present all looked at the flaming tiger with doubtful expressions and started discussing. Roar! The flaming tiger, who was still in the same place, heard the doubts of the people and immediately became angry. It roared at the crowd with spiritual energy. Deafening howls immediately rang out, and aside from the body integration stage cultivators, all of the weaker cultivators covered their ears with pained expressions. Some of the cultivators were even unable to withstand the howls of the crimson flaming tiger and fell to the ground. Humph, beast, how dare you be so impudent in front of this old man? Do you really think this old man can't deal with you? At this moment, the old man saw his grandson groaning in pain on the ground. He quickly released his cultivation and spoke loudly to the scarlet flame tiger. His face was ferocious, and the killing intent in his eyes was not concealed at all. "Humph, old man, even if I gave you 2 guts, you wouldn't dare to touch me. Besides, you're only at the spirit-severing intermediate stage. It's not certain who will kill who." At this time, after hearing the old man's words, the flaming tiger couldn't help but mutter in its heart. Its body moved and rushed at the old man with the fastest speed, as if it wanted to kill him. "Humph, you're courting death." At this time, the old man's magic weapon appeared in his hand. When he saw the flaming tiger rushing at him, he used a martial skill to kill the flaming tiger. Pang, pang, pang. Sounds rang out in the air. The battle between the flaming tiger and the old man was on the verge of breaking out. Although the old man's strength wasn't bad, as Lin Rei's mount, how could he be weak? In the blink of an eye, the scarlet flame tiger and the old man fought several rounds. However, the old man realized that his magic tool couldn't even scratch the scarlet flame tiger's fur. Seeing this, the old man was shocked. After realizing that something was wrong, he quickly retreated. However, would the scarlet flame tiger give up just like that? Roar, the flaming tiger roared and chased after the old man. It didn't give up until it reached the old man's camp. Just as the flaming tiger was about to catch up to the old man, a powerful spiritual energy rushed into the sky and blocked the flaming tiger's attack. "Humph, beast, you dare to touch my equipment, refining sex people? Don't you know how to write the word death?" At this time, a senile old man with a head full of white hair walked out from the camp that the old man had escaped into. The old man knew that the flaming tiger could understand him, so he used words to warn it. He didn't have any intention of attacking. Roar. Roar, humph, beast, I gave you a chance to live and you didn't take it. Don't blame me. Hearing the flaming tiger's disdainful roar, the old man instantly felt that his face had been trampled on. With a face full of anger, he attacked the flaming tiger. With a whoosh, a large hand condensed from spiritual energy appeared in front of the flaming tiger. Roar. 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 When the flaming tiger saw the large hand in front of its eyes, it roared out. Its eyes were filled with the desire to fight to the death as it looked at the large hand. With a bang, what everyone wanted to see didn't happen. The large hand condensed from spiritual energy dissipated in the air and it arrived in front of the flaming tiger. "Humph, you ants dared to hurt my beloved tiger while I was sleeping. Don't you want to live anymore?" A voice that carried the spiritual energy of the next stage of the tribulation transcendent stage entered everyone's ears and instantly caused an uproar. When the old man's spiritual energy palm arrived in front of the flaming tiger, Lin Rei, who was sleeping, was pulled back to reality by the sense of threat. He instantly knew what was going on. After a long time, everyone recovered from Lin Rei's voice. They looked at the figure on the flaming tiger with fear in their eyes. For a moment, everyone was dumbfounded. "Speak, who is it? Who is it that dares to do such a shameless and despicable thing while I was sleeping?" At this time, a pair of cold eyes swept across everyone. After a glance, Lin Rei took out a bottle of wine and poured it into his mouth. After Lin Rei's cold gaze swept across everyone, they instantly collapsed to the ground. It was as if they had just experienced a great battle and exhausted their spiritual energy. "Master, I'm sorry for waking you up." At this time, the flaming tiger looked at Lin Rei, who was sitting on its back, and said with grievance. However, its eyes were filled with excitement. "Humph, you still have the nerve to say that? You're so strong, and you didn't even wake me up. Are you an idiot? Looks like I'll have to train you more in the future. Otherwise, when I'm not around, who knows what kind of powerful cultivators you'll meet. When I'm not around, you won't have such good luck." Hearing Lin Rei's words, the flaming tiger helplessly lowered its large head and looked embarrassed. "Humph, today, I'll let the entire profound sky continent know that you can't touch my Lin Rays, people, things, and things. Not to mention, they are my brothers who have accompanied me through life and death. After saying that, Lin Ray's eyes flashed coldly and the invincible divine spear appeared in his hand. In an instant, he arrived beside the old man. The divine spear moved and directly pierced through the old man's chest. In an instant, just an instant, the old man lost his life. Before everyone could regain their senses, Lin Ray had already returned to the flaming tiger's back and was enjoying the wine in his hand. As for the invincible divine spear, it was put away after killing the old man. Ah, a scream broke the silence of the scene. A young girl was kneeling on the ground and crying as she looked at the dead old man. Her face revealed a sorrowful expression. Looking at the old man's death, everyone present looked at Lin Ray, who was sorrowfully tasting the wine on the flaming tiger's back. This youth, who looked like he was 16 or 17 years old, was incomparably shocked. However, the ones who were more shocked were Yi Shuihan and the others who had been following Lin Ray. When they saw the aura released by Lin Ray, they were instantly dumbfounded, especially Yi Shuihan. At this moment, Yi Shuihan was looking at Lin Ray, who was on the flaming tiger's back, with a horrified expression. I didn't expect Lin Ray to have such strength. I'm afraid that no one in our sect can compare to him. Thinking about how he had been calling Lin Fan Brother Lin for the past few days, Shuihan couldn't help but shiver. Cold sweat flowed down his face as if it was free of charge. Ding dong, there's no need for the host to waste any more time. This ancient sword tomb no longer has any value. It's better for the host to leave as soon as possible. Just as Lin Ray was tasting the wine, the system's voice suddenly sounded and caught Lin Ray off guard. But after hearing the system's words, Lin Ray was stunned. Chapter 147. Why did you say that there's nothing in the ancient sword tomb that's beneficial to me? Have you entered it before? Lin Ray was puzzled. He had never thought that the system would do such a thing, nor had he ever seen the system do such a thing. Ding dong, beginning to scan the ancient sword tomb. Please wait for a moment. Damn, I have nothing to give you. You're the one who volunteered, it has nothing to do with me. Seeing the system's actions, Lin Ray hurriedly removed himself from this matter. Ding dong, scan complete. Ancient sword tomb, Earth-level secret realm. It used to be a sword casting pool. Later, it was transformed into a secret realm by a peak Mahayana stage cultivator. There's nothing good in the secret realm. Apart from the Mahayana stage cultivator who left behind some cultivation techniques and treasures, there's nothing else. However, there's a cultivation technique that you might be able to cultivate. After hearing the system's detailed explanation, Lin Ray finally understood that the so-called Qilin sword was just a scam by the Gu family. However, when he thought of the cultivation technique that the system mentioned, Lin Ray asked curiously. What cultivation technique? Tell me about it. The heavenly demon / is a demonic cultivation method. In reality, it is a sword manual. But the most special thing is that this cultivation method uses a strand of your soul to place in another person's body. And that person who obtains your soul will become your puppet, which is another you. But there is no life connection between the two of you. They only have your consciousness, so they can unconditionally obey your orders. Hearing that the system was interested in the demonic / cultivation technique, he hesitated for a moment. He didn't believe that the system would be so kind as to tell him something so important. What are the conditions? Lin Ray asked the system doubtfully. Ding dong, please awaken the system's spirit little dragon within 6 years. As for the other conditions, there are none. If you can't complete it within the stipulated time, the system will take back the 10 billion experience points that were previously given. Damn, I knew it. Hearing the system's words, Lin Ray was completely helpless. He didn't expect the system to be so crafty. It was full of traps. That, can I not accept? No, this is a mission that the system can't give you. If you don't accept it, the system will take back the 10 billion EXP. But the system is also merciful. If you don't accept the mission, the system can only bear the pain and give you the 10 billion EXP. Don't. Every time the system finished speaking, Lin Ray couldn't take it anymore and interrupted it. At that moment, Lin Ray really wanted to die. Sigh, alright, I'll accept it. However, you have to give me that demonic/cultivation technique first, otherwise, I won't accept it. Alright, since the host has accepted the mission, we'll start counting now. The host still has 5 years and 355 days. I hope the host can continue to work hard. Oh, by the way, the demonic / has already been stored in your storage ring. Ha ha ha. After the system's treacherous laughter disappeared, Lin Ray came back to his senses. For a moment, Lin Ray realized that his level was not on the same level as the system's. Every time, he was invisibly thrown into a trap by the system. Damn it, you bastard. Lin Ray looked at the disappearing system and for a moment, he was in a bad mood. However, thinking about the disappearance of the little dragon, Lin Ray's heart throbbed slightly. Lin Ray didn't know that in the outside world, everyone was scheming in their hearts. Some were thinking about how to escape, some were thinking about how to latch onto Lin Ray's thigh, and some were even thinking about how to kill Lin Ray and his companions. Phew, this is so King uncomfortable. I'm the one who gets tricked every time. Can't you let me feel good just once? Really? After returning to reality, Lin Ray grumbled and raised his head to look at the quiet place in front of him. For a moment, Lin Ray smiled. Alright, the previous matter has been resolved. Do what you need to do. I'm just a passerby. Don't mind me. Looking at the crowd, Lin Ray smiled and walked in the direction of Yi Shuihan and the others. Slowly, 1 step, 2 steps. He wasn't very far in the first place, so it didn't take long for him to arrive in front of Yi Shuihan and smiled. Hee, brother Yi, I'll have to trouble you to lead the way this time. However, I still have some matters to attend to, so I won't be going in. However, I still advise you that there's nothing good here. You'd better go back early. Who knows, this might be a plot by the Gu family. Looking at the crowd, especially when he saw Yi Shuihan, Lin Ray's eyes filled with fondness made the 5 people present feel a chill down their spines. I understand. Senior, we also have the same idea. Originally, we didn't get the Sect's permission to come here. After coming here, we saw so many experts. Therefore, even if Senior didn't say anything, we would have done the same. Hearing Yi Shuihan's words, Lin Ray couldn't help but feel disappointed. However, Lin Ray generally recovered from this feeling very quickly. Well, it's good that you know. Seeing that we hit it off so well, if there's anything in the future, go to the Royal Pill City in the west and find a person called Dong Xiaonan in a shop called Jiutian Trading Company. Then, give this token to him and let him tell me. Maybe there's something difficult that I can help with. As Lin Ray spoke, a token appeared in his hand. It was made of a piece of nephrite that wasn't very expensive. Other than the special word Xian in the middle, there was nothing else special about it. Thank you very much. If Junior really has any difficulties when the time comes, I will definitely go to your residence to disturb Senior. Senior, please don't find me annoying when the time comes. At this point, everyone laughed. They weren't as embarrassed and afraid as they had been when they'd found out that Lin Ray was an expert. At this moment, they were chatting more like friends. Well, I won't say much. There are still matters to attend to in the sect, so I'll say my goodbyes here. The Green Mountains will not change and the clear waters will flow forever. We will meet again someday. With that, Lin Ray sat on the back of the Scarlet Flame Tiger and left without looking back. Yi Shuihan and the others watched as Lin Ray left. After packing up, they didn't take anything with them. Just like that, the farce came to an end. The originally calm and quiet scene once again became lively after Linley left. The Gu family, who was in charge of the ancient sword tomb, even walked out and apologized to everyone. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I didn't know that such an expert would come here. I also didn't expect that something like this would happen. I hope that everyone won't blame me. If there are any losses this time, my Gu family will definitely compensate you according to the price. What do you think of your cultivation? Good, good, good. After everyone heard the Gu family's elders' words, they shouted excitedly. Little did they know that the real danger was waiting for them. Whether or not they could get the compensation this time was still a problem. Alright, since everyone agrees, then hurry up and enter the ancient sword tomb's secret realm. As long as you obtain something in the ancient sword tomb, I will definitely not stop you. The opportunities are waiting for you to discover them. As he spoke, the old man from the Gu clan pointed at a rock beside him. A ray of spiritual energy shot directly into a groove on the rock. With a swoosh, an entrance appeared out of thin air on the originally empty rock. A vortex emitting a red light appeared. Go. After you enter, all the treasures will be yours. After the elder made an inviting gesture, the 100 or so cultivators seemed to have gone crazy. They rushed towards the vortex without any regard for their lives, as if they were afraid that someone else would be the first to take the treasures. Seeing this scene, the Gu family's elder couldn't help but curl his lips and reveal a bloodthirsty expression. His eyes carried a cold sneer. It was very sinister. Of course, Lin Rei didn't expect this scene. At this moment, Lin Rei had returned to his previous state. At this moment, Lin Rei was sitting on the back of the Scarlet Flame Tiger. After obtaining the demonic slash, he couldn't wait to cultivate it. Slowly, a black aura emerged from Lin Rei's body. It was a spiritual energy that carried the aura of death and killing intent. It was a spiritual energy that didn't belong to gentle and calm. Demonic slash, first/heaven, second/earth, third/origin transformation, divine soul gossamer, heaven withdraws circumference, life, incomprehensible words came out of Lin Rei's mouth. Slowly, the demonic aura grew more and more, and the killing intent became heavier and heavier. Any flowers, plants, and trees that came close to Lin Rei would be instantly corroded by the demonic aura on Lin Rei's body. Ao, an uneasy cry sounded. In an instant, Lin Rei was awakened. He looked at the Scarlet Flame Tiger with a puzzled expression. What's going on? What's wrong with you? Master, you. What kind of cultivation method are you mesmerized by? Why is there such an uncomfortable aura? Hearing Lin Rei's question, the Scarlet Flame Tiger hurriedly told little Tanuki what it was feeling in its heart with a shocked tone. What? You mean, the spiritual energy I just cultivated? Hearing the Scarlet Flame Tiger's words, Lin Rei hurriedly released the spiritual energy from the demonic slash. For a moment, Lin Rei was stunned. What's going on? Why do I have this kind of spiritual energy? Looking at the demonic aura emitted from his body, Lin Rei was stunned for a moment. Ding dong, the host does not need to panic. This is the symbol of cultivating a demonic cultivation technique. It is not a big deal. This is demonic aura, a kind of thing similar to spiritual energy. The only difference is that spiritual energy represents gentleness, while demonic aura represents violence. Killing intent is the representation of killing intent. It is an innate killing energy. Hearing the system's result, Lin Rei was relieved. However, the shocked expression on his face did not disappear. After the system finished explaining, it disappeared again without a trace. Seeing this scene, Lin Rei was not surprised. Hee, doesn't that mean that with this murderous aura, my attack power will be doubled in the future? Thinking of this, Lin Rei smiled. Chapter 148. Ha 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 ha, Lin Rei let out a melodious laugh. In an instant, all the birds and beasts in the surroundings fled in fright. However, don't think that way, host. Perhaps this is still a bad thing. Think about it, in the Tianxian continent, there's basically no one who can threaten you now. Of course, other than a few people, but what if you go to the upper realm? The moment you attack, Black Devil Chi, do you think those so-called righteous cultivators are all dead people? Ugh, after hearing the system's words, Road was speechless for a moment. However, he no longer had a calm expression. Host, the most important thing for you to do now is to hurry back to the sect and train your disciples to become what the system expects them to be. During this period of time, I can do a search to see if there are any primordial fruits growing in the Tianxian continent. If there are, where they are and when they will bear fruit. All of these require time. What, primordial fruits? You can find them? After hearing the system's words, Lin Rei was instantly excited. A glint flashed across his eyes. That's right. When you needed the primordial fruits, I began to search the entire profound sky continent. Previously, I sensed the aura of the primordial fruits, but it requires time. So, during this period of time, you will only be on your own. Don't do anything dangerous. At the same time, hurry up and cultivate. If your cultivation speed is faster and slower, the little dragon will awaken quickly. Yes, I know. Go ahead. During this period of time, I will return to the sect and promote them to the nascent soul stage. When the time comes, I will be able to complete the mission. After agreeing to the system's request, Linley urged the Scarlet Flame Tiger to quickly gallop towards the sect. As for the system, after Linley's agreement, it went silent, leaving only its voice. Time passed quickly, and a month passed in the blink of an eye. Linley and the Flaming Tiger had been traveling for a long time. Along the way, Linley didn't mistreat his mouth because he was traveling too fast. Just like before, whenever he saw a restaurant with good food, Linley would stop and walk in. Only after he had eaten his fill would he be able to continue. Of course, wine was indispensable. Finally, 1 month later, Linley finally returned to the Royal Pill City, his own territory, in the western region. Phew, I'm finally back. I haven't seen Xiaoyu for so long. I wonder how she forgot. How's little brother's business going? And little Tian, I wonder what level his cultivation has reached. At this moment, Lin Rei was standing on top of the Royal Pill City's city gate. He was so excited that he was almost talking to himself. Arg. Master, aren't we back already? With your current cultivation, you can teleport to where you want to go, so there's no need for that. Besides, if Xiaoyu knows that you're back, she'll be very happy. You're right. But now that we're back, there's no need to use our cultivation to travel. You can go to the Xuanzong sect first. I'll go take a look at the Nine Heavens Trading Company first. How could I forget? After speaking to the Scarlet Flaming Tiger, Linley lifted his foot and walked into the city. As for the Scarlet Flaming Tiger, it followed Linley's orders and walked directly towards the mysterious sect in the Lingtian Forbidden Zone. I didn't expect it to change so much in such a short time. After Lin Rei walked in, he saw a completely different scene. It was completely different from when he left. The street stalls were no longer there, and the places where there used to be no shops were now bustling streets. Seeing this scene, Lin Rei smiled. After asking the passers-by, he went to the Nine Heavens Trading Company. On the way to the Nine Heavens Trading Company, Lin Rei was pleasantly surprised. Not only had the city gate changed, but the streets had also become more prosperous. Most of the streets were for cultivators, and there were very few ordinary people. When Lin Rei arrived at the Nine Heavens Trading Company, Lin Rei smiled. This was because he saw a trading company that was far larger than he had imagined. I didn't expect young brother to be so good at managing a trading company. It's only been a little more than a year, and you've already managed to make it so big. As expected of a descendant of a merchant. After sighing with emotion, Lin Rei walked into the trading company. The bustling decorations were not any worse than those in the Middle Continent. In fact, they were much more prosperous than those in the Middle Continent. Young master, you look unfamiliar. This must be your first time visiting our Nine Heavens Trading Company. Our Nine Heavens Trading Company can be said to have everything. We are divided into several areas: cultivation methods, medicinal pills, talismans, magic formations, materials, spiritual herbs, artifacts, and so on. If you are not satisfied with the things here, we can go to the second floor. Our second floor has. As soon as Linley entered, an attendant came before Linley, enthusiastically introducing the Nine Heavens Trading Company to Linley. The smile on his face was so wide that it was almost as wide as a chrysanthemum flower. Young master, our second floor has things that are even more valuable than the first floor. As long as you tell me how much you want, I will take you there. Finally, Lin Rei saw that the attendant had stopped talking. He quickly smiled and said, No need. I'm here to look for your president. I'm good friends with him. As long as you tell him that someone called Lin Rei is looking for him, he will know. Oh. Our president? After hearing Lin Rei's words, the smile on the attendant's face disappeared and his brows wrinkled. Yes, why can't I? Seeing the unwilling look on the attendant's face, Linley felt a bit disappointed. Thinking back to the enthusiasm of the previous attendant, the difference was like the difference between the heavens and the earth. No, it's just that our president is not here. Yes, our president is not here. How about you come back another day? Oh. Your president is not here? Hearing the attendant's words, Lin Rei frowned. Before Lin Rei came in, he had already used his divine sense to investigate the entire Nine Heavens Trading Company. The young man, the president of the Nine Heavens Trading Company, was in the inner courtyard. Therefore, the so-called just thought he was not here was just an excuse. Yes, our president went out to handle some matters, so, feeling the coldness in Lin Rei's eyes, the man's tone of speaking became a little bit worse. His eyes also wavered and avoided Lin Rei's gaze, as if he was afraid that Lin Rei would see through his lie. Young man, actually, Lin Rei, I am in the hall of the trading company. However, it seems that the employees you are taking care of are not ideal. Just when the attendant was talking to Lin Rei's words. Dong Xiaonan, who was working in the office, heard it. What? The sudden voice startled Dong Xiaonan, who was working in the office. After coming back to his senses, Dong Xiaonan's expression changed. He quickly stood up and rushed to the hall of the trading company. Hee, are you sure your president is not here? If I find him, what do you think I should do? After finding out about Dong Xiaonan's actions, Linley smiled and said to the attendant, looking as if he wouldn't give up. I already said that our president is not here. What's wrong with you? If you continue like this, I will have to call the guards. Guards, this person is causing trouble in our trading company. Hurry and chase him out. Seeing that Lin Rei was unmoved, the attendant's smile turned into a sneer and disdain as he looked at the guards upstairs and said. Swish. Swish. In an instant, two men appeared in front of Lin Rei. However, these two men had their backs facing Lin Rei. What's going on? Who is causing trouble here? Hearing the two guards' words, the attendant didn't dare to neglect and said to the two guards, Sir, it is the boy behind you. He came here to cause trouble and said that he wants to see the president. He also said that the president is his friend. The attendant provocatively pointed his finger at Lin Rei, as if he wanted to see what would happen to him. Oh. When the two guards heard the servant's words, they pointed at the servant's finger and turned to look at Linley, who was beaming at them. When they saw Linley, their entire bodies trembled, and they immediately knelt down on the ground, trembling as they kowtowed to Linley. This subordinate pays his respects to the sect master. I didn't know that the sect master would be here, and yet they dare to be so presumptuous in front of the sect master. They deserve to die. Please punish them, sect master. His words completely stunned everyone present, be it those upstairs or downstairs. Those who already knew that the two guards were out-of-body stage cultivators were also stunned on the spot. What? Sirs, are you sure you're not mistaken? How could he? Seeing the two guards kneeling on the ground, the attendant's legs went weak and he fell to the ground. His eyes were filled with disbelief as he shouted at the two kneeling guards. "All right, you two can get up." At this moment, the expressionless Linley stood in place, looking at the two kneeling people who had just returned. A smile appeared on his face as he allowed them to stand up. "Yes, Sect Master." At this time, Dong Xiaonan, the president of the Nine Heavens Trading Company, walked out and apologized to Lin Rei with an embarrassed expression. "Sect Master, I'm really sorry. It's my fault for not being strict with the people in Sky Xian. Everything is my fault. Please punish me, Sect Master." Seeing this scene, everyone present finally believed it. However, they still had a question in their hearts, and that was the sect that Lin Rei and Dong Xiaonan were talking about. They had never heard of a sect that had a 16 or 17-year-old youth as its sect master. It's fine. It's already not easy for you to run the trading company so well in a year. As for the people from the other factions, leave them to me to deal with. Actually, you don't have to be so tired. After all, you are still my brother, Lin Rei." Hearing Linley's words, the two guards came to their senses, hurriedly grabbing the attendant and walking out. Chapter 149. Alright, the matter is settled. Let's go to the back and talk about it. After the simple matter was settled, Lin Rei took the lead and walked in. Dong Xiaonan stood there in a daze, his mind still replaying Lin Rei's words. What's wrong with you?" Lin Rei, who had walked to the staircase, felt something was wrong with Dong Xiaonan and turned back to ask in confusion. Oh, nothing. Let's go in and talk." Dong Xiaonan came back to his senses. After hearing Lin Rei's words, he hurriedly chased after them. Those who had not bought anything in the Nine Heavens trading firm also returned to their previous state after seeing the two main characters leave. Those who had to buy, those who had to look, continued to look. However, they all had one more topic to talk about, and that was which sect Lin Rei and Dong Xiaonan belonged to. Soon, Lin Rei followed Dong Xiaonan to a place where they could rest. Once they entered the room, Lin Rei found a place to sit down. "Sect leader, this is the Nine Heavens trading firm's account book for the past year. Last year, the trading firm earned a total of 60 million spirit stones. Of course, a portion of it came from things that the sect did not have." Dong Xiaonan walked in and took out the sect leader's account book. After reporting last year's profits, he handed the account book to Lin Rei. "Hee, what are you doing? Didn't I tell you before? We are brothers. When we are in the sect, you can call me sect leader because that is just for show. Now that we are in private, just call me Brother Lei. As for these account books, even if you give them to me, I don't know how to look at them. Besides, since I handed the trading firm over to you to manage, it means that I trust you. So in the future, you don't have to say such things anymore." Looking at the account book in front of him, Lin Rei pretended to be unhappy and said to Dong Xiaonan in front of him. I know. Lei. Brother Lei." Hearing Lin Rei's words, Dong Xiaonan took back the account book and raised his head. His eyes were filled with gratitude as he looked at Lin Rei. However, when he spoke, he stuttered a little. "Yes, that's right." Lin Rei felt much better when he heard his younger brother say that to him. "Okay, you can do it. You can tell me about the changes in the sect during my absence." As he spoke, Linley waved his hand, gesturing for Dong Xiaonan to sit by his side, then asked. "Oh, it's nothing much. It's just that not long after you left, little you came back. She even brought along 2 of your new disciples. After that, many people came one after another. They all said that they had your permission and they even had your token. Of course, when I saw your token, I naturally did as you said and let them enter the profound sect." Hearing Dong Xiaonan's words, Lin Rei nodded. He knew that those people must be from the Snow sect and the elf tribe that he let them come here. Later, the sect fell into chaos. The newcomers were assigned to the southernmost part of the valley. Pills, cultivation methods, martial arts techniques, and spiritual spells were all provided to them according to your instructions. During the past year, their cultivation soared. Any one of the people who were trained by you can be an expert outside. Dian Wei and Bai Qi brought back hundreds of disciples from their adventures. Now, Yu Ming and the others are training. There are already thousands of online disciples in the sect. After learning what had happened in the sect in the past year, Lin Rei smiled but didn't express too much. He just narrowed his eyes. Well, it's time to reorganize the sect. After that, Lin Rei asked his younger brother some unimportant questions and stepped on the transmission formation to the Xuanzong sect. At this moment, in a valley in the Ling Tian forbidden zone of the western continent, it was bustling with activity. Some people were playing around, some were cultivating, and some were even sparring with each other. Suddenly, in an inconspicuous place, a bright light shone and a figure appeared. Oh, I'm finally back. It was Lin Rei, who had used the transmission formation to return from the Jiutian Trading Company. However, at this time, Lin Rei was deeply moved. He was moved by the transmission formation and the feeling of home here. Raising his head to look forward, Lin Li sent his divine sense outwards. For a moment, the scene of the mountain valley clearly appeared in Lin Li's mind, including everyone's movements. Roar! At this moment, a dragon's roar came from the depths of the valley. The next moment, a man in a black robe appeared in front of Lin Rei. Huh, Black Dragon, don't you recognize me? Hearing the dragon's roar, Lin Rei knew that the little golden dragon was cultivating in the cloud pagoda. In the entire valley, besides the black dragon, there was basically no one else who could sense his aura. Oh, I didn't expect it. I thought it was a powerhouse just now. I really didn't expect it to be you. TSK, how incredible. It's only been a year since we last met. You've already become so strong. Looking at Lin Li, the black dragon revealed a look of jealousy. He wanted nothing more than to immediately charge forward and pry open Lin Li's head to see just what it was that could allow his cultivation base to rise so quickly. Damn, don't look at me like that. I'm a straight man. I don't like people like you. After saying that, Lin Li made a look of disdain. Black Dragon was so angry that he almost spat out a mouthful of blood. At the same time, he looked at Lin Li with a look of disdain. Damn, you also know how to be humorous. I thought you only knew one expression. Looking at Lin Rei's expression, the Black Dragon came to a conclusion. In this year, Lin Rei must have experienced a lot. If not, Lin Rei wouldn't speak like that. What expression? Upon hearing the Black Dragon's words, Lin Rei couldn't help but ask curiously. Heh, what expression can it be? Facial paralysis, of course. After saying that, the Black Dragon didn't stay any longer and left in a flash. After hearing the Black Dragon's words, Lin Rei's reaction was the same as the Black Dragon's and he immediately chased after the Black Dragon. Just like this, the two of them chased and ran. In the end, as though both of them were tired, they drove to a clean pavilion. Lin Rei retrieved 2 bottles of 100-flower wine from his storage ring and lifted his head to gulp it down. Phew. Awesome. I didn't expect you to learn how to drink after going out for a year. Moreover, it's such a good wine. The Black Dragon was also a person who couldn't be happy without alcohol. After seeing the wine that Lin Rei took out, he was astonished for a moment and gulped it down. Instantly, a spicy feeling flowed from his throat to his stomach. His face revealed an expression of enjoyment. Sigh. Next, you need to cultivate properly. Once I find something, we can leave this place. When the time comes, there will be many cultivators stronger than you. Perhaps even the weakest among them will be able to squash you to death with a single finger. The sudden words stunned the Black Dragon who was drinking. His hand that was holding the bottle stopped in the air and his face revealed a trace of worry. Yes, indeed. With my current strength, it's indeed not enough to survive in the upper realm. Suddenly, the atmosphere became quiet, which made the two of them a little unaccustomed. All right, take this. It's all for the 100-flower wine. From tomorrow onwards, you should prepare to go into seclusion. As for guarding the sect, I think the sect's current strength is something that even the Central Continent's sects can't compare to. Yes, that's right. The current sect can be said to be able to unify the entire profound sky continent. Sigh. It seems that it's time for me to go into seclusion. The black dragon took the storage ring from Lin Rei's hand and turned around to walk towards the cloud tower without looking back. I'm looking forward to seeing you again. But by then, I wonder how strong your cultivation will be. After watching the black dragon leave, Lin Rei stayed in the pavilion for a while. Then, he ordered all the higher-ups to wait in the meeting hall. Lin Rei teleported to the meeting hall and sat down on the seat that was specially made for him. Everyone knew that Lin Rei had returned because they had already seen the Scarlet Tiger return. Therefore, when they heard Lin Rei's order, they weren't surprised. Soon, a few minutes after Lin Rei finished speaking, all the higher-ups of the Xuanzong sect arrived at the meeting hall. When they saw Lin Rei sitting on the seat of the sect leader, they all knelt on the ground and kowtowed to Lin Rei. We pay our respects to the sect leader. We hope that the sect leader's cultivation will continue to progress for generations to come. Seeing everyone kneeling on the ground, Lin Rei hurriedly asked them to stand up and said with a smile, everyone, please rise. Since everyone is here, I'll just say it. You all know that last year, I brought back some people from the outside. Therefore, I've decided to reorganize the Xuanzong sect. After hearing Lin Li's words, the people below all revealed looks of approval. Not a single person objected. Seeing this scene, Lin Li smiled and nodded, very pleased. Well, since everyone agrees, let's begin. I'll be in charge of the dark department of the Xuanzong sect. The dark department is a special existence. Normally, it won't appear. However, when there are traitors or strong enemies in the sect, I'll send it out. No matter where they are, they will be hunted down by the dark department. Shui Wushuang, you'll be in charge of the information department. As for the manpower, you can choose from the hundreds of disciples that Dian Wei just brought back. Together with your disciples, I think it should be enough. Hearing Lin Rei's resignation, Shui Wushuang hurriedly knelt on the ground in excitement. Yes, I'll do as you say. I won't let you down, sect leader. Seeing that Shui Wushuang agreed, Lin Rei nodded with a smile. Then he turned to Biyao and Dan Yunzi and said, Dan Yunzi will be in charge of the alchemy department. After all, they used to be a sect that focused on alchemy. As for Biyao, you'll be a deacon in the alchemy department. Hearing Lin Rei's order, Dan Yunzi and Biyao hurriedly returned to the ground and thanked him. Thank you for your trust, sect leader. I'm Dan Yunzi, Biyao. I won't be convinced by your expectations. Chapter 150. Well, you can stand up. Looking at the two kneeling Dan Yunzi, Lin Rei nodded and asked them to stand up. Then, he turned to Kajol, the chief of the elf clan. Kajol, you elves are good at arrays, so I'll set up a special array division, which will be in charge of the disciples who specialize in arrays. After a while, you can go to Dian Wei and pick up some disciples, and then you can go back and accompany them. You won't be short of elixirs and cultivation methods. You can also teach them about arrays. From now on, they will be under your charge. Of course, I'll ask someone to build some palaces for you later, so you won't have to live in the depths of the valley. Dian Wei and Bai Qi will be in charge of the combat division. You can choose the members of the combat division, or you can train them yourself. I hope that there will be more and more people in the combat division, because the safety of the Xuanzong sect will depend on the combat division. As for the expenses of the sect, Dong Xiaonan will be responsible for them. And from now on, Dong Xiaonan will be an elder of the sect. By the way, Elder Dong will be assigned some strong masters to guard the business. The business division, a division that earns expenses and cultivation resources for you, will also be in charge of Elder Dong Xiaonan. The law enforcement hall will be under the charge of Ming and Tianyun. They will pick some people who know right from wrong and let them become law enforcers of the law enforcement hall. No matter who makes a mistake in the sect, the law enforcement hall will punish them. Lin Tian will be in charge of the skill teaching hall, but all the cultivation methods must be accepted by Lin Tian. From now on, Lin Tian will be the deacon of the Xuanzong sect. Anyone who disobeys him will be killed without mercy. Speaking of this, Lin Rei's eyes emitted a strong and substantial murderous intent, which instantly suppressed everyone present. It came and went quickly. It was just a moment, but at this moment, everyone below was tormented by Jean Lei's murderous aura. Of course, there's also the library. My tamed red flaming tiger will guard it. As long as there is a personal order from Lin Tian, the red flaming tiger will accept it. Another Grand Supreme Elder of the Danzong sect will be in charge of the magical artifacts. As for the rest, let Dong Xiaonan handle it. In the future, we'll follow what I said just now. Of course, there are many more above these few departments. Because the sect has too few people now, it's like this. Yes, we will definitely follow sect master's orders. If we disobey, we will be struck by 10,000 lightning bolts and our souls will be refined in the 9 underworlds. After hearing Lin Rei's assignment, all of them knelt on the ground and swore an oath to Lin Rei. Their crimson voices resounded throughout the entire valley. Ha ha ha. Alright, let's get back to work. Little Tian, Lin Tian is here. Yes, sect leader. We'll take our leave. After hearing Lin Rei's orders, everyone left except for Lin Tian. Seeing everyone leave, Lin Rei quickly stood up from his seat and went to Lin Tian's side. He said guiltily, "Little Tian, I didn't protect you well back then. After I left that day, I was worried about you. Now that I see you, I'm relieved. But don't worry, I won't let you be in danger again." It's nothing, young master. Besides, didn't you tell me to leave first? A small cultivator like me can just find a place to hide. Later, I couldn't find you in the surrounding area for a long time, so I returned to the Xuanzong sect. Hearing Lin Rei's words, Lin Tian was very moved. He couldn't help but cry. Alright, don't cry. From this matter, I can tell that your cultivation is not enough. So in the future, you will follow my disciples and cultivate. When the time comes, I will personally supervise your cultivation. I believe that in a year, you will have the ability to protect yourselves. As he spoke, Lin Li's lips couldn't help but curl upwards, revealing an evil expression. When Lin Tian saw this, he wasn't afraid at all. Instead, he felt warmth in his heart. Yes, I will definitely work hard in the future and strive to have the ability to protect myself and young master as soon as possible. Seeing Lin Tian's stubborn expression, Lin Rei smiled and walked outside with Lin Tian. After leading Lin Tian and Lin Rei back to his residence, he saw Bing waiting by the door. Bing's eyes glinted with anxiety. "Ice." Looking at Ice, Lin Li called out softly. His tone was full of tenderness. If Lin Li's opponents were here to see this scene, they would definitely think that this young man was not their enemy, Lin Li. Boo-hoo. Young master, you're finally back. Ice, who was standing in front of the door, heard Lin Li's call. All the grievances and longing in her heart couldn't help but burst into tears. She cried very sadly. Seeing this scene, Lin Li shrugged his shoulders and showed a helpless look. Little Tian, go to the Cloud Tower and inform those little fellas to wait for me in the training field tomorrow. I will let them experience what true cultivation is. Gazing at Lin Tian, Lin Rei instructed. However, Lin Tian nodded and headed for the Cloud Tower. How sensible. After Lin Tian left, Lin Rei went up to Bing and gently wiped the tears off her face. Then, he held her hand and led her into the room. Lin Rei didn't sense any dust in the room. It was apparent that this little lass had been cleaning the room after he left. "Bing, I'm sorry. I was too busy a few years ago. I didn't care about your feelings and neglected your feelings. It's my fault. Don't worry. When everything calms down in the future, I will love you and cherish you. I won't let you suffer any grievances. Yes, 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 I know you are very busy. I don't expect you to always be by my side. As long as you occasionally think of me, I will be very satisfied. Hearing Lin Rui's words, Bing cried. But this time, it wasn't tears of longing, but tears of happiness. With a smile on her face, she leaned on Lin Rui's chest and sobbed. Huh, silly girl. Hearing Bing's words, Lin Rui's hand stroked Bing's hair and said guiltily. For a very long time, Bing and Lin Rui maintained this posture. After a long time, Bing sat up from Lin Rui's embrace. Looking at Lin Rui's appearance, Bing smiled and appeared very happy. Okay, look at what I brought back for you. Looking at Bing, Lin Rui quickly took out a white lady's dress and placed it in front of Bing. Does it look good? This is something your husband obtained with great difficulty. It is called Water Flower Clear Moon. It is a low-grade immortal tool. With your current cultivation at the peak of crossing tribulation stage, you can only use low-grade immortal tools. If I give you something higher, I'm afraid you won't be able to use it. When Bing saw the things Lin Rui took out, her eyes were filled with surprise. When she was about to reach out to take it, Lin Rui stopped her. Why are you wearing it now? Your husband will personally help you wear it tomorrow. There is no hurry. As he spoke, Lin Li took out a set of items. Every single one of these items was extraordinary, and every single one of them would cause a storm of carnage if he took them out. Bing, this is a crystal crown, a low-grade immortal tool. It has the ability to defend. These are the Water Phoenix hairpin, the crystal boots, and the Water Spirit Moon sword, which is also an immortal tool. These are all part of Water Flower Clear Moon. As long as you wear them, even a Mahayana realm cultivator won't be able to hurt you. After the introduction, Lin Rui put everything aside and took Bing into his arms. How is it? Young master gave you a gift. Is it a good thing? Well, as long as it is a gift from young master, I like it. Hearing Lin Rui's words, Bing quickly responded. Oh, get used to it. After that, Lin Rui's hands began to wander. His hands kept stroking Bing's body. Young master, don't, it is still daytime. It is not good to let others hear it. Feeling Lin Rui's desire, Bing's face showed a blush and said to Lin Rui. Oh, don't worry. When I came in again, I set up a restriction on this house. Not to mention you, even a Mahayana realm cultivator may not be able to break it. After that, Lin Rui no longer had any worries and began to play adult games with Bing. Throughout the night, Lin Rui's bed kept making noises. It was not until dawn that the noises stopped. At this time, Bing was lying in Lin Rui's arms, sweating. One of her hands was rubbing Lin Rui's chest, and the blush on her face did not fade. Young master, will you go out again? I mean, will you go out to do things? The sudden question stunned Lin Rui. At this time, Lin Rui did not know how to answer this woman who had been waiting for him. Ah. I know. Seeing Lin Rui's expression, Bing knew how stupid she was to ask this question. After getting the answer, a trace of disappointment appeared on Bing's face. I'm sorry, I still have a very important thing to do. But don't worry, after leaving the Tianxian continent, I will take you to live a peaceful life. In that world, there is my mother, my brother, and my sister. At that time, I will introduce you to my mother and let her know that you are my, Lin Rui's woman. After hearing Lin Li's words, the disappointment on Ice's face disappeared. Instead, it was replaced by a bashful expression. The two snuggled like this until dawn. Both of them did not sleep, especially Bing. She wanted to sleep, but she was afraid that all this was a dream, so she persisted until now. Well, it's morning. I will let those little bastards wait for me at the training field. I want to go too. Seeing that the sky was bright, Lin Rui told Bing about today's task, but before he could finish, he was interrupted by Bing. Okay, then get up. By the way, I will fulfill my promise yesterday. Seeing Bing's determined eyes, Lin Rei did not refuse. He showed a wicked smile to Bing and then began to put on his clothes. Bing was waiting for Lin Rei to promise her. Chapter 151. Come on. I will definitely do what I promised. Lin Rei, who was neatly dressed, turned around, wearing the clothes called Shuihua Jingyue, and came in front of Bing and said with an evil look. N. Seeing Lin Rei's appearance, Bing did not hesitate and stood up directly. She did not wear any clothes and came in front of Lin Rei, closed her eyes and waited for Lin Rei to do whatever he wanted. Oh, don't close your eyes, open them and look at me. Hearing Lin Rei's words, Bing opened her eyes and saw Lin Rei looking at her with doting eyes. Seeing this, Bing's face showed a trace of shyness. Slowly, Lin Rei began to dress Bing clumsily. Of course, it was inevitable that Lin Rei would touch her halfway. Finally, after 10 minutes, Lin Rei put Shuihua Jingyue on Bing's body, and then began to dress Bing with other things. An hour later, she was wearing clothes and shoes, combing her hair, putting on a crown, and some miscellaneous things like a jade waist pendant. Phew, it's really not easy. In the future, I won't agree to your request so casually. Compared to this, I would rather have a big fight with the strong in the yard. Looking at the neatly dressed Bing, Lin Rei reached out and touched the sweat on his hand, complaining. Humph, I don't care. If you are enough, I will make you dress me every day, and tie my hair and wear a crown. Hearing Bing's words, Lin Rei was completely helpless. With a bitter face, he took Bing's hand and came to the training field. Oh, so everyone's here? I thought it would take a long time to wait for you all. Holding Bing, Lin Rei came to the training field and looked at his 5 apprentices and brother Lin Tian standing neatly in the training field. He could not help but tease. Master, young master, we have been here for a long time. You said you would get up early. Look at what time it is now, obviously you have eaten. When Wan Yu saw the arrival of Lin Rei and Bing, she didn't give them any face and directly used sarcastic words to refute Lin Rei. For a moment, after everyone heard Wan Yu's words, they revealed that the "you're awesome" expression, but no one dared to say it out loud. Lin Rei was even more embarrassed. After hearing Wan Yu's words, he couldn't help but turn his head to look at Bing, who was next to him. But in the next moment, Lin Rei let out a scream that was even more miserable than a pig being slaughtered. It turned out that when Lin Rei looked at Lin Rei, Bing's hand went directly to Lin Rei's waist. She used a unique woman's martial skill, pinching flower finger. In an instant, the piece of flesh that was grabbed by Bing turned 360 times. However, what Bing did not know was that Lin Rei's body was already at the peak of the precious tool level. How could he be afraid of such a little injury? Lin Rei was afraid of hurting Bing, so he deliberately removed the defense of that area. Even so, Lin Rei was only cooperating with Bing's shout. Looking at their master, young master, everyone didn't know what to say for a moment. Even the initiator, Bing, turned her head away with a blushing face and acted as if she didn't know him. That, it's nothing. It's just that master ate something bad last night, so his stomach hurts a little today. Even Lin Rei himself didn't believe what he said, let alone Wan Yu and the others. Cough. Alright, back to the topic. I guess little Tian has already told all of you. This time, I came back to fulfill my responsibility as a master. So, in the coming days, I will train all of you. Of course, you can also scold me behind my back, but don't let me know. After hearing Lin Rei's words, everyone couldn't help but shiver. A cold wind blew past their backs, making them shudder. Then, I won't say any more nonsense. For the next month, the 2 of you will change all of your equipment and robes to the lowest grade. Then, each of you will carry a piece and run around the entire valley. I'll let you relax a little on the first day. Let's start with 20 laps. Everyone stared at Linley, puzzled, as though they didn't understand what was going on. Humph. All of you only know how to cultivate your spiritual energy, but you don't pay attention to your physical body. I believe that your physical body will bleed if you use an ordinary sword. But, as my disciples, not only do you have to cultivate your spiritual energy to the peak, but you also have to improve your physical body. This will be beneficial for you in the future. What he did next caused everyone present to be shocked. As he spoke, Linley pulled out a treasure-level longsword from his storage ring, then chopped down with all his strength on his arm. Ah! Screams came from the mouths of Bing and Wan Yu. But when they opened their eyes, they didn't see what they imagined. At this moment, the longsword in Linley's hand was slicing across his arm. Unlike what they had imagined, there was no blood spurting out. Instead, there was only a shallow white mark where he had sliced. Do you see? This is your master's strength. I have a body at the peak of treasure. So, master doesn't expect you to be like master, but at the very least, you must be impenetrable. As Linley spoke, a look of arrogance appeared in his eyes as he stared at the crowd. Bam, 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 bam. After 6 loud bangs, 6 huge pits appeared on the ground. 6,000-pound boulders were placed in front of Wan Yu's group. Do you see? This is your task today. Carry this boulder and run around the valley 20 times. Only then can you stop and rest. If I find out that you don't work hard to cultivate. Humph, Scarlet Tiger. Looking at them, Lin Ray directly called out the Scarlet Tiger and said to it, in a while, you will watch them cultivate. Everyone has to carry this boulder and run 20 laps around the valley. If someone is lazy, you don't have to worry about me. You can play however you want. Ah. Master, don't. When everyone heard Linley's words, they reacted. But it was too late. The scarlet flaming tiger was emitting the power of a divine clone, glaring at Wan Yu and the others. It seemed to be saying, if you don't run, then don't blame me. Okay, let's start. After saying that, Lin Ray found a comfortable place and took out an armchair from his storage ring. He also took out a table and placed it next to him. On the table, there was a lot of wine. Oh, so comfortable. TSK. Lin Ray didn't look at Wan Yu and the others. Instead, he directly laid on the armchair and comfortably held a bottle of wine and slowly tasted it. His face revealed an expression of enjoyment. However, Lin Ray's actions completely fell into the eyes of Wan Yu and the others. It really made them angry. Humph, smelly master, you don't love Wan Yu anymore. Wan Yu made a face at Lin Ray. She first acted like a senior sister and came to the side of the boulder. With difficulty, she carried the boulder and slowly jogged. Then, Lin Tian and the others slowly carried the boulder one by one and began to run around the valley. The first lap didn't feel anything, but by the 4th lap, everything changed. Ah. Why? Why is it so heavy? Among the 6 people, only Wan Yu was complaining, while Lin Xuanyuan's face was tense. Sweat flowed freely from his head as he muttered to himself. No. No. I can't fall. I can't fall. I want to become stronger. I want to protect my sister. I want to become stronger. Looking at this thought, Lin Tian had been holding on. However, the others weren't like him. Lin Tian didn't feel anything, but he felt that his muscles were a little sore. As for other feelings, he didn't feel anything. Hee, it seems that I still underestimated you. At this moment, lying on the armchair and squinting at everyone, Lin Ray muttered with a smile. Young master, aren't you being too harsh on Xiao Yu? Even so, Xiao Yu is still a girl. At this moment, Ice couldn't stand it anymore. Originally, when Lin Ray wasn't around, Xiao Yu was the closest to her. Seeing Xiao Yu suffering now, Ice couldn't stand it anymore. Oh, it's okay. You have to remember that in the world of cultivation, there is no difference between men and women. There is only the level of cultivation. If your cultivation is low, then when you meet a strong person, it will be them who will die. I don't want to collect their corpses in the future, so I'd rather be harsh on them now. It doesn't matter even if they hate me. After saying that, Lin Rei didn't say anything else. He just kept pouring wine into his mouth. His face revealed an evil smile as he looked at the people running. Hurry up, whoever finishes first, I'll give this bottle of water to him. At the same time, I'll help him recover from the soreness in his body. Looking at everyone, Lin Rei said casually, but in the ears of Wan Yu and the others, it was very tempting. In an instant, everyone's strength was stimulated. The only thing that was missing was Lin Rei's wine and the condition that could instantly recover their bodies. Everyone began their final sprint. Although it was a sprint, it was as slow as a snail. They were all fighting for Lin Rei's condition. Ah! At this moment, Xiaoyu didn't know where she got her strength from, but it suddenly burst out. She used all her strength to finish the last lap, but at this time, Xiaoyu was so tired that she was lying on the ground without any strength. Hee, I didn't expect it. Xiaoyu, since you are the first to finish the task, then master will not go back on his words. Coming to Xiaoyu's side, Lin Rei sighed. Then, he took out a water cloud pill from his storage ring and directly stuffed it into Xiaoyu's mouth. The moment the water cloud pill entered Xiaoyu's mouth, it turned into a gentle energy and began to heal the injuries caused by running with the stone on her back. Chapter 152. 5 minutes later, after Lin Wanyu's injuries were completely healed by the water cloud pill, Lin Rei brought the reward to her. However, Lin Rei replaced the original wine with a red fruit. Wow, I know that master loves me the most. Seeing the fruit handed over by her master, Wanyu knew that this fruit must be a very amazing spirit fruit, so she ate it without thinking. As for the other 5 people, when they passed by with stones on their backs, they looked at Lin Wanyu with longing in their eyes. Hee, junior brother estranged, why don't you come over and eat some? This fruit is very delicious. Wanyu didn't know if she was embarrassed by being stared at, but when she saw estranged passing by, she handed the red fruit that she had just eaten to him. Estranged really wanted to eat it, but when he saw his master's eyes, he decisively gave up. No, senior sister, I didn't complete the task set by master, so I'm not qualified to eat it. After saying that, Alienated continued to carry the 1,000-pound boulder forward. Similarly, Wanyu also said the same thing to her junior brothers and sisters, as well as Lin Tian. However, everyone was the same as Alienated and rejected Wanyu's good intentions. Okay, hurry up and eat it. This is good stuff. The market price of this fruit is a few thousand high-grade spirit stones, so hurry up and eat it, don't leave any residue. Seeing this scene, Linli said to Wanyu with a smile and then returned to the armchair. He looked like a local landlord in ancient times, and Bing also gave Linli the bottles of wine. They looked so alike. Hurry up, why are you so slow? Do you want to add more laps? Lin Rei, who was lying on the chair, saw their hesitation, and the anger in his heart instantly turned into anger. He shouted at the remaining disciples who were running. Yes, master, young master. After the 5 people who were running felt Lin Rei's anger, they quickly ran with all their strength. However, at this time, the clansmen couldn't keep up with the previous rhythm. At this time, their feet seemed to be filled with lead, incomparably heavy, and even deliberately a little difficult. Master, I've finished eating. At this time, Wanyu, who had finished eating the fire yuan fruit, happily came to Lin Rei's side and reported to him. Well, since you've recovered your strength, let's quickly carry the stones and run laps. But this time, master will make it more difficult for you. Let's not run 20 laps this time. Let's run 30 laps earlier. What do you think? What? 30 laps? Originally, he thought that after running 20 laps, everything would be fine. He didn't expect that there would be such a big pit ahead. When Wanyu heard her master's words, she curled up her legs and looked at Lin Rei with fear in her heart. She begged, Master, don't run. I just finished running. Look at me. Just as Yu was about to say that he felt uncomfortable all over, she realized that this was the reason why Lin Rei had given her the water cloud pill. Hee, do you think I wouldn't be able to think of it? Stop pretending. You're doing great now, and you're full of energy. Stop talking nonsense and go. After he finished speaking, Lin Rei waved his sleeve and sent Yu to the side of the 1,000-pound boulder. Ah. Master is a bad guy. Master doesn't keep his word. Seeing that it was inevitable, Yu carried the boulder and began sprinting for the 30th lap. However, when she carried it again, Yu found that it wasn't as heavy as the first time. Feeling this, Yu became excited. Just as Yu sprinted for the 30th lap, Lin Tian and the other 4 finished 20 laps and returned to Lin Rei's side. Their faces and ears were red, and they were panting heavily, as if they were lacking oxygen. Alright, now's the time. Eat this and drink some wine. When you run again, you'll feel that it's much easier this time. Looking at them, Lin Rei took out the same portion that he had given to Yu before and gave them 5 portions. Then, he gave each of them a bottle of wine. When you're done eating, be like your senior sister and run another 30 laps. Xianyuan and Euro, you should run less. After all, you started cultivating late. Even with the help of the Cloud Pagoda, you still can't keep up with their speed. Looking at his 3rd and 4th disciples, Lin Li said dotingly to them, don't worry. No, I want to be like my senior brothers and sisters. I want to become stronger. Even though I started cultivating late, I'm not bad at all. As for my sister, I believe that she will be able to persevere. Saying this, Xianyuan stuffed the water cloud pill into his sister's mouth. He also ate a fire cloud fruit and held the bottle of wine that Lin Rei gave him. Then, he carried the boulder and set off again. Ah, what a stubborn boy. His temper is really similar to mine. Seeing Lin Xuanyuan's behavior, Lin Rei didn't stop him. He wanted to see what his limit was. When Euro saw that her brother had given her the fire cloud pill and set off again, she didn't refuse. She ate some fire cloud fruit and carried the boulder to follow her brother. Lin Tian's 2nd and 5th disciples all ate the fire cloud pills and set off. However, this time, the 6 of them were full of energy. Of course, other than Lin Xianyuan, who didn't eat any fire cloud pills, the other 5 were all improving very quickly. Night fell and the sky darkened. The few people who were running laps all ran back. Lin Xianyuan, on the other hand, did not stop after 30 laps. 31st lap, 32nd lap, 34th lap, 44th lap, 45th lap. Finally, Lin Xianyuan stopped on the 45th lap. At this moment, Lin Xianyuan had already put the boulder aside. He just stood there quietly. The others didn't know what he was doing, but Lin Rei knew. This was because when Lin Rei broke through to the physical body realm, he was also like Xianyuan. Ha ha ha, good, good. You didn't let me down. Since you're so hardworking, I'll give you a hand. Lin Rei flashed to Xuanyuan's side and pointed his finger at Xuanyuan's back. Immediately, a large amount of spiritual qi was injected into Xuanyuan's body. Guard your soul and feel every part of your body. Then, slowly use the spiritual qi that I've injected into your body to refine your body. If you break through today, I believe that tomorrow, I'll be able to decide on a training plan for you. After telling Xianyuan the key to breaking through, the only thing he had to do now was to stand there and wait for Xianyuan to break through. Time passed quietly. Lin Rei didn't have the time to sit there calmly like before. At this moment, he was more nervous than anyone else, including Xianyuan himself. 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. Finally, when it was close to dawn, Lin Rei heard the sound from Xuanyuan's body. The sound of bones cracking made Lin Rei very happy. After seeing that Xianyuan had broken through, Lin Rei returned to his chair and took a sip of wine. However, the happy smile on his face came from the bottom of his heart. This made the other 3 disciples feel very uncomfortable. Phew, at this moment, Xianyuan, who had broken through, opened his eyes. His eyes flashed with excitement as he looked at his own body. I broke through, Master, I broke through. Xianyuan seemed to have gone crazy as he shouted towards the sky. This attracted some strong cultivators who were in the middle of training to come and check on him. However, when they saw Lin Rei, they quietly retreated. Xianyuan, you were right. Not bad, Xianyuan, I was right about you. You gave the pills to your sister without reservation. This is love for your sister. You didn't stop after 30 laps, but continued to run. This is perseverance and determination. You are very good. Tomorrow, you don't have to practice with them. After tomorrow, I will be your opponent. I will train you to be a strong man, a man who can suppress the geniuses, a man who can break through the world, a man who can soar into the sky. You will be able to break through the clouds. Lin Rei looked at Xianyuan and couldn't help but say these words. However, the others didn't want to, especially Wan Yu. Master, why are you training with Xianyuan alone? What about us? When Lin Tian heard Xiao Yu's words, he wanted to step forward to stop her, but he was a step too late. Oh, that's good. As long as you break through, I can train with you alone. What's more, this is the training program I set. I thought you would all work hard to break through, and then I would only use the strength of my body to help you improve your strength. However, among you, only Xianyuan has achieved the goal in my heart. Having said this, Lin Rei didn't say anything else. He turned around and put away the chair and table, then walked back to his room without looking back. After listening to their master Lin Rei's words, everyone was dumbfounded. Except for Lin Tian, they all regretted what they had just said. Sigh. Xiao Yu. You are too much. Do you know why your master trained you like this? He was afraid that you wouldn't be able to protect yourselves in the outside world, and he wouldn't be able to save you in time. Therefore, he was thinking of ways to make you stronger as soon as possible. Where are you? After saying that, Bing turned around and chased after Lin Li, who had disappeared, leaving the crowd in a daze. When Lin Rei returned to his room, he was very depressed. Then, he used his spiritual power to seal the entire room. This seal could only be broken by Hei Long. No one in the entire Xuanzong sect could break it. After doing all this, Lin Rei directly took out the alchemy furnace. Piles of spiritual herbs and spiritual fruits were taken out, and he began the alchemy process. When Bing came to Lin Rei's room and wanted to knock on the door, he was repelled by a strong force. Seeing this, Bing gave up and could only return to his room in disappointment. Chapter 153. After Lin Li had sealed his room, many people had come to find him. On the night that Lin Li entered closed-door training, Wan Yu and the other junior apprentice brothers and sisters had come to Lin Li's door, kneeling on the ground as they spoke to the door. Master, we were wrong. I was wrong too. I shouldn't have said those words. Please forgive us. I promise that I will practice hard in the future. I won't dare to be lazy anymore. Master, please come out. There was no sound coming out of the room. Wan Yu's face was pale, without a trace of blood. She looked at the room, tears flowing out of her eyes uncontrollably. Juniors, what should we do? Master. Seeing this scene, everyone sighed deeply and shook their heads, indicating that there was nothing they could do. Just like that, Wan Yu and her juniors, along with Lin Tian, knelt in front of Lin Rei's door for the whole night. The next day, Xianyuan stood up first and went to the place where they could practice. After filling up the big hole from the day before, he made a stone that was thicker than the one from yesterday and carried it on his back. Wan Yu and the others saw what Xianyuan was doing, and they all picked up their stones and followed him. Time passed, day after day. Wan Yu and the others trained day after day. Every day, they trained according to the method Lin Li taught them. In the end, they began to spar. They used spars to increase the strength of their fleshly bodies. Time passed quietly. The white stream flowed through the clouds. Half a year had passed just like that. During this half year, Wanyu and the others saw that their master hadn't come out, so they went to the Black Dragon and asked it to investigate. In the end, the Black Dragon's conclusion was that Lin Rei had sealed himself. Without permission, it was impossible to forcibly break the seal. Otherwise, it would cause irreparable damage to the caster. Hearing Black Dragon's words, Wanyu and the others gave up on this method. Without Linli's supervision, they had become stronger. In the half year that Linli had been gone, Wanyu and the others had all made great progress. Wanyu's body had already broken through to the peak of magic artifact, and she was only a step away from becoming a prized artifact. Estranged and Shenyuan had made the most progress. They already had half-step precious tool bodies. Of course, it wasn't that Yuro and Cullen didn't work hard. After all, Cullen was an elf and naturally didn't specialize in the physical body. Because of this, he was only at the peak of the magical tool level. As for Yuro, because she hadn't been nourished since she was young, her foundation was damaged. She was at the same level as Cullen. The one who made the most progress was Lin Tian. When they were resting, Lin Tian was cultivating. When they were cultivating, Lin Tian was still cultivating. Every day, he slept less than an hour. Every time he reached his limit, he would use medicinal pills to replenish his strength. Not only that, but their cultivation was also constantly increasing. After a few years of cultivation, everyone had reached the nascent soul stage. Aside from Yuro, who was still in the nascent soul stage, the others had reached the spirit-severing stage. Lin Rei, who had been cultivating in seclusion, was looking at the golden medicinal pill in his hand with excitement. He revealed a silly smile. Haha, haha, I've finally succeeded. With this pill, Yuro's damaged foundation won't be restored. It turned out that before Lin Rei went into seclusion, he discovered Yuro's problem. However, when he was talking to Wanyu, he suddenly thought of using a medicinal pill called the Seeking Fate pill to directly test Yuro's damaged foundation. That was why he went into seclusion without saying a word. Today, Lin Rei finally succeeded in refining the medicinal pill. This was a heaven-level mid-grade medicinal pill. Lin Rei's success proved that Lin Rei's alchemy skills had reached the level of a mid-grade alchemist. Looking at the room full of heaven-level medicinal pills, Lin Rei revealed a smile. It's time to go out. I wonder how that little brat's cultivation is going. After saying that, Lin Rei directly put away the miscellaneous medicinal pills in the room. Then, holding the Seeking Fate pill in his hand, he undid the seal and left the room after who knows how long. Phew, the air outside is still a bit better. Looking at the sun above his head, Lin Rei comfortably stretched his body. His long snow-white hair floated in the air, appearing especially dazzling. He released his divine sense and directly found Lin Yuro's location. Then, he teleported to Lin Yuro's side. At this moment, Lin Yuro was in the middle of physical training with the others in the training field. However, a person suddenly appeared behind her, causing Lin Yuro to directly throw a fireball at Lin Rei. When she turned around and saw that it was her master, it was already impossible for her to retract her magic. Phew! Lin Rei looked at the fireball that was flying towards him. With a light blow, the nascent soul magic was easily dispersed by Lin Rei. Sigh, how sad. I didn't think that I would be attacked as soon as I came out of seclusion to see my disciple. After saying that, Lin Rei's hand continuously hammered his middle bunk. His face was filled with sadness, causing Lin Yuro to feel very wronged. Of course, what happened to Lin Yuro was also seen by the other clan members who were training. When they saw that it was their master, young master, they all put down what they were doing and gathered around. Master, it's my fault. It's all my fault. I shouldn't have said those words to hurt you. Master, please punish me. Wanyu, who had arrived in front of him, quickly knelt on the ground and cried as she spoke to Lin Rei. That's right, Master. senior sister really knows her mistake. Besides, it's already been half a year. No matter how big her anger is, it should have subsided by now. At this moment, Lin Tian and the others were also kneeling on the ground and begging for mercy for Wan Yu. However, Lin Rei was looking at this scene with a confused expression. He had no idea what was going on. Master. I think so too. Stop. What are you all doing? I just went into seclusion to make some pills. Is there a need to do this? Also, you said that you hurt my heart? You can't be thinking that I went into seclusion because I was angry at you that day, right? At this moment, Lin Rei really didn't know whether to laugh or cry. Looking at his disciples and brothers, Lin Rei couldn't help but laugh out loud. Ha ha ha, your brains really know how to think. Ha 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 ha. Seeing this situation, the people kneeling on the ground also reacted. It seemed that their master didn't go into seclusion because of them. Ha ha ha, all right. Stop making wild guesses. I went into seclusion this time because I saw that with Yuro's constitution, there was no way to improve her physical body to the maximum. Not only that, even her cultivation would stop after reaching a certain level. While I was talking to you, I just happened to think of a pill that could fix Yuro's condition. So, I don't need to say more. Ha 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 ha. At this moment, Wan Yu and the others who were standing in front of Lin Rei rolled their eyes at Lin Rei. As for Lin Rei, whenever he thought of the scene just now, he couldn't help but want to laugh. Master, you just said that you found a pill that can cure my sister's illness. Then, when Xianyuan heard that Lin Rei went into seclusion because of his sister, he was extremely excited. He couldn't wait to tell Lin Rei, his eyes filled with desire. I know. I've already concocted it. But I didn't think that it would take half a year. After lamenting for a while, he directly handed the Seeking Fate pill in his hand to Yuro, who was beside him. Eat it. Eat it and you'll be able to cure all the hidden illnesses in your body. I see that your physical body is already at the peak of the magic tool realm and your cultivation is at the peak of the nascent soul realm. Once you've repaired your damaged foundation, it might even bring you unexpected benefits. Hearing her master's words, Yuro accepted the pill without hesitation and swallowed it in one gulp. Once the pill entered her mouth, it turned into a huge and gentle energy that began to repair the hidden illnesses in Yuro's body, including her damaged foundation. Yuro felt very comfortable after being repaired by the huge and gentle energy. Then, she fainted. Luckily, Lin Rei's eyes were sharp and his hands were fast. He immediately caught the unconscious Yuro. Don't panic. She's fine. She just fainted because the energy was repairing her foundation. I'll bring her back first. You guys continue to cultivate. This is for you. Remember, don't eat too much. With your current cultivation, you can eat at most 1 pill a day. Before leaving, Lin Rei gave them a few bottles of body honing pills that he had concocted during his seclusion. After giving them some instructions, he teleported away. When Lin Rei reappeared, he was already in his own room. This little girl. When she wakes up again, she'll probably be in the out-of-body stage. Perhaps her physical body will break through to the level of a bejeweled weapon. If only I had such a good master back then. Looking at the current Yuro, Lin Rei couldn't help but sigh. Seeing that he had nothing to do, Lin Rei sat down next to Yuro and began to cultivate. Time passed by very quickly. 1 day had passed and Yuro still hadn't woken up. 2 days, 3 days, 4 days. On the 10th day, Yuro finally showed signs of waking up. Finally, on the 16th day, Yuro woke up from her coma. However, the current Yuro was much more agile than before. Her cultivation was not far from Lin Rei's estimation and her physical body had reached the level of a great bejeweled weapon. You're awake? Did you know that during the few days that you were unconscious, your brother came here every day to bother me? Now, this is great, you're awake. Yuro seemed to be in a daze because she had been unconscious for a long time. After a short pause, Yuro finally regained her senses. When she saw Lin Rei, Yuro immediately got up from the bed and bowed respectfully to Lin Rei. Master, thank you, Master, for concocting pills for me. Thank you, Master, for allowing me to become a normal person. Thank you, Master, for allowing me to have a starting point comparable to them. Chapter 154. Looking at the current Yuro, Linley said directly to her, "All right, since you've recovered, hurry up and go train. While you're at it, you can tidy up and consolidate your new strength." As he spoke, Linley sat down on the bed, closed his eyes and began to train. When Yuro heard her master's words, she hurriedly checked her own training level. The result was that she was pleasantly surprised. "Then I'll take my leave first." Yuro retreated with an excited smile on her face. Her face was flushed red and looked very cute. "That's great. I've recovered from my hidden injuries. I didn't expect my cultivation to have improved so much as well." As she spoke, Yuro walked towards the training field. With her current cultivation, she arrived in a few minutes. When she saw her senior brothers and sisters cultivating, Yuro quickly walked over and said to Xianyuan Dao, big brother, I'm fine, I'm fine." When Xianyuan, who was cultivating, saw that his sister had completely recovered and even had a breakthrough in her cultivation, he was so excited that he hugged Yuro and jumped up. That's great, that's great. Little sister, you're fine. Big brother can rest assured." Not only Xianyuan, but even Lin Tian and Wan Yu, who were cultivating, walked over and congratulated Yuro. "Senior sister, junior sister, Yuro, congratulations. Your body has recovered. From now on, your cultivation will be like a fish in water." Just as the disciples were excited, the master, Lin Rei, was feeling depressed. He smiled helplessly as he looked on. Sigh. What's going on? Didn't you say that raising the disciples' cultivation to the original level would allow them to complete the mission? What the hell is going on now? Their cultivation bases have already surpassed the nascent soul stage, and their physical bodies have also started to cultivate. If they were to fight, they would be able to easily defeat cultivators who are one stage higher than them. Why won't the system give me something to go home? As it turned out, after Yuro left, Lin Rei opened his eyes and waited for the system to give him the completed reward. However, after going crazy for half a day, not to mention the reward, even the system didn't appear. Lin Rei didn't know what was going on. Sigh. Forget it, let nature take its course. At this moment, Lin Rei didn't ask for too much. After all, the mission had been completed. When it was time to give him the reward, it would naturally be given to him. He wasn't in a hurry. After thinking it through, Lin Rei lay down on the bed and fell asleep. Jia. Lin Rei, who had already fallen asleep, didn't know. At this moment, Bing walked in and sat beside the bed. She looked at Lin Rei, who was sleeping on the bed, and smiled. Her eyes were filled with gentleness. "Young master, why did you make yourself so tired? Even if you don't think of Bing, you should at least think of yourself. Don't tire yourself out." As she spoke, Bing started to cry silently. Her tears wet her clothes. In the end, she didn't know if she was tired from crying or something else, but she lay down on Lin Rei's bed and fell asleep. As if he had slept for a long time, Lin Rei slowly woke up. After feeling the breath beside him, Lin Rei smiled and got up. He carried Bing to the bed and covered her with a blanket. "Hee, silly girl, I've really wronged you." Looking at Bing, who was sleeping soundly on the bed, Lin Rei kissed her forehead lightly. Then, he turned around and walked out. Jia. Lin Rei opened the door and walked out. He looked up at the sky and took a deep breath. Then, he walked towards the training field. After a while, Lin Rei arrived at the training field. Looking at his disciples working hard on their training, Lin Rei felt gratified. "Okay, all of you stop. Now, these are no longer of much use to you. With your current strength and physique, even cultivators of the same level may not be able to defeat you. The only thing you have to do now is to go out and gain experience. I will give each of you a mission. I will give you 1.5 years to complete it. After everyone heard Lin Rei's words, they all came over and stood in place, quietly listening to Lin Rei's lecture. The 5 of you will go to the east, west, south, north, and central respectively. Everyone has to make a name for themselves within 1.5 years. But remember, I want you to make a name for yourselves. Don't let your emotions affect your decisions. Remember, if you can beat them, then fight. If you can't beat them, then run. Do you understand? After hearing Lin Rei's words, Wan Yu and the others looked at their master with astonishment. Don't make wild guesses. After you come back from this mission, you may not have such an opportunity for a long time. Looking at the appearance of Wan Yu and the others, Lin Rei knew what they were thinking. Okay, you can all divide these things. Every item is a treasure that is hard to see in the outside world. Unless your life is in danger, don't reveal these things. Also, these 5 jade pendants are rare items. They each have the ability to sense each other. It can connect the 5 of you together. No matter how far away you are, they will sense each other. Looking at Wan Yu's group of 5, Lin Li immediately brought out all the information he had accumulated over the past few years. This was so that they would be able to leave this place safely and return safely. He didn't want them to suffer any harm. Thank you, Master. We will definitely complete the mission Master gave us. Please rest assured. Although their words were very respectful, their eyes were staring at the treasures Lin Rei took out. They didn't leave for a moment. Hee, little brats, I haven't finished speaking yet and you're already thinking about how to divide my treasures. Looking at the disciples, Lin Rei wanted to cry and laugh, but there was nothing he could do. Master. We all know. Isn't it just going out to make a name for ourselves? You can rest assured that we will be fine. Besides, don't we still have the treasures you gave us? At this time, Wan Yu came in front of Lin Rei and threw herself into Lin Rei's arms. While talking to Lin Rei, she winked at her junior brothers and sisters. It was as if she was saying, hurry up and take the things away. Otherwise, you will have to listen to Master's nagging. Lin Rei knew what they meant, but he didn't stop them and let them do whatever they wanted. From now on, you will go out and do missions for me. Remember, I will only give you 1.5 years. Once the time is up, I will punish you. Looking at the disciples running away, Lin Rei shouted at their backs. Lin Rei believed that his words had completely entered their ears. Yes, Master. We will not complete the missions in the time you set. Just wait and see. Hearing their reply, Lin Rei smiled and shook his head. Then, he turned around and walked towards his room. This time, Lin Rei intended to go into seclusion to organize the things he had learned in the past few years. He wanted to see what he had learned in the past few years. Soon, Lin Rei arrived at his room. Bing had already woken up and was sitting on the bed waiting for Lin Rei's return. You're awake. Lin Rei walked into the room and nagged Bing, who had just woken up. He revealed a smile and said to Bing. Yes, I didn't see you when I woke up, so I've been waiting here for you to come back. Hearing Bing's words, Lin Rei's eyes revealed a trace of guilt. He walked to Bing's side with an embarrassed expression and sat down on the bed. I'm sorry. I really want to be with you all the time, but time doesn't allow it. My time is limited and I have to finish it here. If not, not only me, I won't be able to protect my disciples, so, I know. So, I don't expect to be with you for a long time. You can do whatever you want. I will support you silently from behind. Bing stood up and walked towards the door. Tears flowed from her eyes, but they were silent tears. Lin Rei knew that Bing's heart was in pain at this moment. Cultivate well. I'm going into seclusion. Wait for me inside. After I'm inside, I will accompany you forever. Ice, who had walked to the door, heard Linley's words. His body trembled and a smile appeared on his face. However, this smile was uglier than crying. I know. You can go into seclusion without worry. No. No matter how long you wait, I'm already yours in this life. I won't have a change of heart and I won't betray you. Leaving behind a sentence that represented her true feelings, Bing left. Lin Rei stood on the spot in a daze. His eyes were lifeless and tears flowed uncontrollably from his eyes. Don't worry. This time, I won't abandon you. As he spoke, Linley set up a seal in his room, and then began to summarize the results of his previous training sessions. Slowly, Lin Rei's mind recalled the past 3 years. When he was in the Lin family, when Sun Tian was being chased, when Hong Lian was in a coma, when he brought Lin Tian to the Danzong Sect and took control of the Danzong Sect to create the current Xuanzong Sect, and when he was being chased by Zhao Pan in the Cloud Pagoda. The past slowly emerged in his mind. When Lin Rei saw what he had done in the past, his heart was filled with emotions. When he saw the look in his eyes when he destroyed his own sect for revenge, Lin Rei felt scared even when he was old. No, these are my memories. These are my memories of becoming a powerhouse. Even if millions of corpses and blood stains the sky, so what? Metabolism is the principle. I didn't do anything wrong to become a powerhouse like you. Moreover, those people deserved to die. They were the ones who thought that their lives were too long. They were the ones who were in the wrong first. Boom. At this moment, Lin Rei's mind was clear. Just a moment ago, Lin Rei was almost brought to the edge of the abyss of death by his own memories. Phew. That was too dangerous. I didn't expect that I wouldn't be killed in reality, but I was almost killed in my own memories. Who the hell would believe this? At this moment, Lin Rei was panicking. What he didn't know was that if he hadn't been enlightened in time, he would have become a mindless puppet that only knew how to kill. Chapter 155. After learning that there was the existence of an inner demon in his memories, Lin Rei carefully investigated it. In the end, Lin Rei went through the events of the past few years again and found that his traces were not stable at all. Because he had improved too quickly, an inner demon would appear when he was investigating his memories. After learning about this, Lin Rei began to cultivate to consolidate his qi. This time, Lin Rei could be said to have started cultivating from the bottom. Because Lin Rei had used experience points and pills to improve from the beginning, Lin Rei did not know about the comprehension during the cultivation process. This time, Lin Rei started from the bottom, the refining body realm, and slowly began to cultivate again step by step. Dantian Qi sufficient, Governor Ren parallel, guard against danger, circulate according to the meridians, circulate heavenly cycle, smooth body integration, Qi return to Dantian, success enlightenment. Tendo reincarnation of all things, foundation establishment realm, open for me. Lin Rei's speed of improvement was very fast. After a while, Lin Rei broke through from the refining body realm to the foundation establishment realm. However, this time, Lin Rei really improved by comprehending the cultivation method. Now, Lin Rei felt that the spiritual power in his body was much purer. If Lin Rei could kill peak stage cultivators when he was in the foundation establishment realm, then he could kill middle stage cultivators now. In this way, Lin Rei began his path of recultivation. At this moment, the Tian Xian continent was no longer the Tian Xian continent that was far away. Just when Lin Rei returned to the sect, the Red Lotus Empire began to wantonly attack the other empires that had maintained the balance. Originally, the empires were in a state of balance, but everything changed after the return of Red Lotus. The original balance had been broken, and the empires began to expand their territory and wantonly kill. This scene made all the sects feel panic. Sometimes, they felt that the Red Lotus Empress would attack them after conquering the other empires. Originally, this premonition was very shallow, but slowly, after half a year, their premonition finally succeeded. In this half a year, Red Lotus had mobilized almost all the soldiers and cultivators of the Red Lotus Empire. Whether it was a place or a pure land for cultivators, Red Lotus and her empire were everywhere. In this half a year, as long as there was a hurdle that could not be overcome, Red Lotus would personally take action. It was conceivable that a cultivator in the Earth Immortal Realm would not fall in the hands of a Mahayana Realm cultivator. After arriving at the disobedient sect, Red Lotus didn't even think about it. She directly slapped the sect and razed it to the ground. The people in the sect didn't even come out before they were annihilated by Red Lotus. From then on, when people heard Red Lotus' name, they would think of the sect that was razed to the ground and massacred by her. Red Lotus's reputation spread across the entire Tian-Xian continent. From the cultivators of thousands of years old to the children of 1 or 2 years old, when they heard the name Red Lotus, they would be so scared that they would not come out. In this half a year, almost a year, Red Lotus had accomplished something that others could not do in their lifetime. With the cultivation of the Earth Immortal Realm, she suppressed all kinds of disobedience, killed countless geniuses of the sects, and even beheaded the emperor of a great empire. For a moment, the name of the Red Lotus Empire became a taboo in the Tian-Xian continent. The wish of unifying the Tian-Xian continent was realized by her, a person who had been dead for hundreds of thousands of years and then came back to life. The Red Lotus Empire became an empire that was worshipped by thousands of sects and feared by everyone. It became an eternal empire, but under the rule of this eternal empire, there would always be someone who would come out to cause trouble. Zhao Pan, the sect master of the Kunlun sect, did not give up after being defeated by Red Lotus. In order to repay the humiliation of being injured by Red Lotus, Zhao Pan decided to use the burning blood taboo that was given to him by the third elder of the Kunlun sect in the immortal world. The burning blood taboo was a type of magic that burned one's blood essence to cultivate. It could allow one to advance to an unimaginable realm, but it also had a fatal flaw, which was that the user had to eat something to replenish their blood essence within a certain period of time in order to save the blood essence that was being consumed by the burning blood taboo. When Red Lotus attacked the Kunlun sect, Zhao Pan had already fled with his disciples, leaving behind an empty Kunlun sect for Red Lotus. Since then, Zhao Pan had become a sore point in Red Lotus' heart. Time flew by, and in the blink of an eye, half a year had passed. Lin Rei had been in closed-door cultivation for half a year, and now he was about to reach his original realm. However, when he reached his original realm, a huge wave of spiritual energy suddenly appeared and directly pushed Lin Rei to the peak of the lower stage of the tribulation passing stage, only one step away from the middle stage. Moreover, Lin Rei could feel that he only needed an opportunity to break through to the middle stage. During this half a year of closed-door cultivation, many people came to see him, especially Bing, who came to see him almost every day. Ming and Tianyun also came, as did Dian Wei and Bai Qi. However, when they saw that Lin Rei was in closed-door cultivation and did not come out, they turned around and left. On this day, Lin Rei, who was cultivating, felt that the opportunity to break through to the middle stage of the tribulation passing stage naturally appeared. Lin Rei was very happy. Ha ha ha, I've been waiting for you for so long. Ha. This time, I swear I won't come out until I break through to the middle stage. Seeing the opportunity, how could he let it go? Therefore, he mobilized all of Lin Rei's spiritual energy and rushed toward the barrier. A beast that had been sleeping for a long time suddenly woke up and rushed toward the barrier with an unstoppable momentum. Boom! When the beast-like spiritual energy collided with the barrier, an abnormality of qi and blood suddenly appeared. Puff! Lin Rei spat out a mouthful of blood. His face was as pale as paper, and his eyes were full of determination and madness. Humph, I don't believe that I can't break through this little barrier. After seeing that the barrier was not damaged at all, Lin Rei's beast nature was aroused. Once again, he mobilized all of his spiritual energy and rushed toward the barrier. Boom! The situation was the same as before. Lin Rei's spiritual energy was dispirited, but the barrier was still as strong and indestructible as before. How is this possible? Why is it still not working? At this moment, Linley raised his head to the sky and howled like a madman. His bloodless face revealed a ferocious expression, and there was even a trace of blood at the corner of his mouth. The scene was extremely horrifying. No, there must be something wrong. Yes, there must be something wrong. After calming down, he began to use his brain to think about the problem. Therefore, he quickly took out the chaos scripture and tried to understand the meaning of the scripture. All things in the chaos, cherish each other. All things in the chaos, cherish each other. All things in the chaos, cherish each other. At this time, Lin Rei seemed to have thought of something and kept muttering these two sentences. Yes, all things in the chaos, cherish each other. This time. I don't believe that I can't break through you. Suddenly, Linley opened his eyes. A bright light flashed through them, and a smile appeared on his face. Only, because his face was deathly pale, that smile was very frightening. It was as though a corpse was smiling at you. Gather energy, divine aura, great Tao, break for me. At this time, Lin Rei shouted and said some unknown words. Then, the barrier that had not been broken through loosened. Looking at this scene, Lin Rei revealed a smile. He couldn't wait to mobilize his spiritual energy and rush toward the barrier again. This time, Lin Rei was prepared to die. Boom! The barrier was broken. The originally pale face regained its rosy color. Not only that, but the damaged meridians in Lin Rei's body were also repaired. His aura also rose, and the pressure of the intermediate stage of the tribulation stage was instantly displayed. I've finally broken through. After waking up and sensing the aura around him, an indescribable feeling crept into Linley's heart. Zhao Pan, when I meet you again, I'll let you know the consequences of injuring me and making my hair turn white overnight. At this time, Lin Rei was not happy about breaking through. Instead, he was worried about how to kill Zhao Pan the next time he saw him. Ding dong, congratulations to the host for breaking through to the intermediate stage. There is no prize. The sudden sound pulled Lin Rei out of his hatred for Zhao Pan. You're awake. That means. Correct. Unfortunately, there is still no prize for breaking through. However, I can tell you that there is a reward for completing a mission. I don't know if you, hearing the system's words, Lin Rei knew that the reward for taking in 5 disciples and nurturing them to the nascent soul stage had arrived first. Lin Rei became excited. Don't talk nonsense, hurry up and give it to me. I've been looking forward to it for a long time. At this time, hearing that the mission was completed, Lin Rei did not have the time to listen to the system's nonsense. Before the system could finish speaking, it was interrupted by Lin Rei. Ding dong, congratulations to the host for completing the side mission of taking in 5 disciples and nurturing them to the nascent soul stage. Because the mission was completed more than expected, the reward may be a little too much. Does the host accept it? Accept, hurry up. Hearing the system's nonsense, Lin Rei replied without hesitation. Ding dong, the rewards for completing the mission are 150,000 redemption points, 100,000 reputation points, 1 golden pill of delusion. Unfortunately, it can heal any damage, 1 use of the realm traversing teleportation tunnel, you can teleport to any place at any time. 1 use of Mi's 10,000 magical sword, 1 upgrade of the Martial Emperor godly spear. Finally. I've finally gotten you. Mother, wait for me. Wait for me to return. At that time, I'll definitely let you enjoy the most precious life. Chapter 156. At this moment, Lin Rei was unprecedentedly excited. When he thought about being able to return home immediately, and about being able to see his mother and siblings whom he had not seen for many years, a heartfelt smile surfaced on his face. Host, don't be too happy yet. You can't go back yet. What? Upon hearing the system's words, Lin Rei's originally smiling face instantly collapsed. Why? Even if I can't go back immediately, won't I be able to go back after my disciples return? At this moment, Lin Rei was very depressed. He had originally thought that he could return home immediately after obtaining what he needed to return home. Who would have thought that he would send his disciples out on a mission at this time? Thinking of this, Lin Rei even felt like dying. When the system continued, Lin Rei knew that he could not return home now, not because his disciples were out, but because of another matter. Host, you're thinking too much. It's not because of your disciples. I'm talking about another matter, and this matter is very important. Hearing this, Lin Rei revealed a puzzled expression. During the year that you were in seclusion, I finally found some clues about the primordial fruit. Moreover, it will soon mature, so you must obtain it before anyone else finds it. Otherwise, there will definitely be a great battle. You really found the primordial fruit? At this moment, Lin Rei reacted. A year ago, the system had gone into seclusion to help him find clues about the primordial fruit. Now that it had come out of seclusion, it was obviously because of the disappearance of the primordial fruit. That's right. However, you will encounter a large number of humans, demons, and even the Azura clan. They will all risk their lives for the primordial fruit. Therefore, this trip will be extremely dangerous. Azura clan, demons. I've never heard of anyone from the Azura clan in the past few years in the Tianxian continent. Moreover, how would they know about the appearance of the primordial fruit? Furthermore, do they know about the effects of the primordial fruit? At this moment, Lin Rei revealed a puzzled expression and spoke with a doubtful tone. You're right. The major clans here have never appeared in the Tianxian continent, but that doesn't mean they don't exist. Besides, the birth of the primordial fruit is a major event. When the primordial fruit ripens, it will bring about its own phenomenon. Do you think the major clans here are all fools? Therefore, don't hold on to any hope, or you'll die easily. After hearing the system's warning, Lin Li understood the severity of the situation. Even without the demon race and the Azura race, there were still many people in the human race that he couldn't compare to. Even if he went to the Red Lotus, even Zhao Pan wouldn't be able to guarantee that he would be able to kill him, let alone those old bastards who were in closed-door training. Then what should we do? I can't just watch the primordial fruit fall into the hands of others. Even if I don't eat it, I can't just stop. Such a good thing will come in handy one day. Seeing Lin Rei's determination, the system laughed. Host, don't be anxious. Do you think the primordial fruit is something that can be obtained just because they want it? Remember, any heavenly treasure that brings about its own phenomenon will definitely have a host accompanying it. The higher the treasure's grade, the higher the cultivation of the host. F***CK. After hearing the system's reply, Lin Rei's back was drenched in cold sweat. At this moment, Lin Rei was very glad that he wasn't the system's enemy. Otherwise, he wouldn't even know how he died. Therefore, the most important thing for the host now is to prepare for everything that might happen. Only then will you have a 50% chance of obtaining the primordial fruit. As for the chance of escaping, it will depend on how well you prepare beforehand. You're right. Before we leave, we must prepare everything properly. Otherwise, if we can't defeat them, escaping will be a problem. After hearing the system's words, Lin Rei couldn't help but nod in agreement. His expression showed that he was right. Ding dong. Host, do you wish to use exchange points to exchange for the Azura sword formation and Azura spear art? These two books will cost a total of 150,000 exchange points. Just as Lin Rei was thinking about how to prepare for his escape, Lin Rei's voice suddenly rang out. Exchange. Exchange, ding dong, congratulations to the host for obtaining one book of Azura sword formation and one book of Azura spear art. At this moment, Lin Rei was completely in a daze. Of course, after exchanging points, Lin Rei woke up. When he saw that he had successfully exchanged for the books, Lin Rei was speechless. Host, don't show such an expression. These 2 books will be very helpful for your trip. For example, the Azura sword formation in your hands. Don't underestimate it. This Azura sword formation can be used by a single person. Its power can be said to be unparalleled. After successfully cultivating it, even an Earth Immortal stage cultivator wouldn't dare to barge in. Although it isn't very dangerous for an Earth Immortal stage cultivator, it is still possible to trap an Earth Immortal stage cultivator. As for the Azura spear art, it is a spear art formed by the convergence of killing. Its killing power is extremely strong. It is a rare killing spear art. Not only that, these 2 books are the most powerful among the lowest level techniques in the system. Therefore, on your way to obtain the primordial fruit, you should master these 2 books well. It will give you a helping hand. After listening to the system's introduction, Lin Rei was excited. However, when he heard the system mention the lowest level techniques, Lin Rei couldn't do it. However, he didn't refute because he knew that the system was right. Okay, as long as I obtain the primordial fruit, I can go home. However, you have to promise me that I will be staying on planet Aqua Blue for a long time. During this time, you can't give me any missions. Of course, you can still occasionally do some missions that are beneficial to me. At this moment, Lin Rei took advantage of this opportunity to negotiate with the system. However, the system didn't seem to buy it. That's your business. Anyway, whether you go or not is your business. It has nothing to do with me. If you want to go home now, I can help you. You have guts. I admit defeat. After hearing the system's words, Lin Rei completely lost his temper. He wanted to take advantage of this opportunity to bargain, but he didn't expect. Sigh. By the way, you only told me about the primordial fruit. However, you didn't tell me where the primordial fruit is. Yes, I forgot. The system's words completely stunned Lin Rei. The primordial fruit is now at the edge of the Sea of Innocence. As long as it is there, many cultivators will go there. When the time comes, you just have to follow them wherever they go. That's all. But this time, you must be careful. I don't want to choose the next master. After hearing the name of the Sea of Innocence, Lin Rei was a little surprised. This was because the Sea of Innocence was also a place where cultivators of the profound sky continent didn't dare to go near. Even Mahayana realm cultivators didn't dare to go near the Sea of Innocence. However, after hearing the system's words, Lin Rei's heart warmed. He knew that the system's words were obviously concerned about his safety. Yes, I know. Don't worry. You are destined to only have me as your master for the rest of your life. No one will be able to make you leave, including the unreachable Great Tao. Lin Rei's gaze was resolute as he spoke these domineering words. Although these words were a joke in the eyes of others, the system laughed it off when it heard them. However, this didn't mean that it looked down on Lin Rei. Instead, it thought too highly of Lin Rei, so it felt pity for the Great Tao. The system fell silent and didn't speak again. Lin Rei knew that the system had said everything it needed to say. There was nothing more to say, so it retired. Hee, it's been a year. It's time to go out and move around. I wonder what the outside world has become. At this moment, Lin Rei's eyes shone with longing. Although Lin Rei was in the sect, his heart had already flown to the Sea of Innocence. Knock knock knock. Knock knock knock. Just as Lin Rei was deep in thought, someone knocked on his door. Come in. Jia. The door opened, and a beautiful figure walked in from outside. Young master, you're done with your seclusion. The person who came in saw Lin Rei and asked with an excited expression. She looked at Lin Rei and asked. Hee, that's right. I've gained a lot from my seclusion in the past 6 months, so there's no point in continuing. Why? Did you miss me? Looking at Bing who was walking in, Lin Li quickly walked in front of her and hugged her slender waist. He held her in his arms and whispered into her ear. A soft moan directly aroused Lin Rei's desire. He hugged Bing and went directly to the bed. In an instant, the two of them were in perfect harmony. The white sky outside slowly darkened, but the bed was still squeaking. In the room, the squeaking of the bed and the panting of the two people formed a beautiful movement. Everyone who heard it would be unable to stop themselves. After a long time, the bed finally stopped creaking and the rapid panting of the two returned to normal. At this moment, Ice was like a cute little rabbit lying in Linley's arms. She looked at Linley with a blush on her cheeks, her eyes full of love. "Are you going out again?" A sentence that was completely different from the scene came out of Bing's mouth. Lin Rei, who was resting with his eyes closed, was stunned. "I know, you're going out again. However, this time, I don't ask for anything else. My current cultivation is already at the peak of the crossing tribulation realm. Compared to me, my cultivation is nothing. However, I want to use my strength to help you. I hope you won't refuse me this time." Chapter 157. Bing, it's not that I don't want to bring you along. It's just that, it's very dangerous this time, then all the more you should bring me along. I don't want anything to happen to you. I don't want anything to happen to you. After hearing Lin Rei's words, Bing's expression changed drastically. She hurriedly said to Lin Rei with a worried and anxious tone. "Sigh. You're thinking too simply. It's not that I don't want to bring you along. If I'm alone, I might still have a chance to survive. If I bring you along, I will be distracted and I will be worried about your safety. If that happens, I really don't know what to do." But Bing, who wanted to say something, swallowed her words after hearing Lin Rei's words. I know you're worried about my safety. But I can assure you that no matter what, I will come back to call you. In this life, unless I die, I will never break my promise." After saying that, Lin Rei's hand suddenly split open and a drop of blood essence appeared. It directly seeped into Bing's forehead. Instantly, Bing felt that she had a faint connection with Lin Rei, but this connection was very weak. "Ah. Young master, you're..." Ugh. After witnessing this scene, Bing couldn't help but scream at Lin Rei. But before she could ask, Lin Rei's mouth covered hers. Instantly, another round of entanglement ensued. At dawn, Lin Rei climbed out of bed and dressed neatly. He followed Bing's wishes and personally dressed her. But this time, Lin Rei spent a lot less time than before. "Alright, Bing, I'm pregnant. When I'm not around, you should cultivate well. If you're free, you can walk around the sect. This time, I might not be back for a long time. Don't worry. No matter what rumors there are, you just have to remember that I promised you that I won't change my mind." At this moment, Linley had thought of everything that could happen. Then, he told Bing. If he didn't explain it clearly now, something bad would have happened to him. He believed that Bing would definitely go all out to avenge him. "Okay. I know. No matter what rumors there are, I won't believe them. I will wait for you in the sect. No matter how long I have to wait, even if the world changes, I will always wait for you." After hearing Bing's words, Lin Rei felt relieved. Then, Bing said a few words to him and left the room. Sob. "Young master, I will wait for you. You must come back." After Lin Rei left the room, Bing, 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 and Bing, she couldn't hold back her tears. She choked with sobs to the place where Lin Rei to go. At this moment, Linley, who had arrived at the teleportation portal, was aware of Bing's every move. However, there was nothing he could do about it. If Linley were to say who he owed the most in his life, it would be Bing. Phew. Don't worry. I will come back to fulfill my promise to you. After saying that, Lin Rei's eyes suddenly changed. From the original tenderness, it suddenly became incomparably cold. There was no trace of emotion in his eyes. Anyone who saw it would feel scared. Dark Squad, listen to me. This trip is very dangerous. This time, I will only send 20 Tribulation Transcendence cultivators. You choose yourselves and follow as soon as possible. Remember, don't make any mistakes in the dark. Just as Lin Ray was about to leave, he suddenly raised his head and said to the sky. The moment he said that, a figure, dressed in black, appeared in front of Lin Ray, knelt on the ground and said respectfully. Yes, this subordinate will follow the Lord's instructions. I will go and select 20 Tribulation Transcendence cultivators. But 20 Tribulation Transcendence cultivators are already the majority of the Sect's strength. This subordinate is worried. Well, don't worry. In a while, you go and give these things to the other members of the Dark Squad. I believe that after they eat these things, they will all quickly advance to the Tribulation Transcendence realm. But the surplus can be given to the Combat Division. Hearing the black-robed man's words, Lin Ray directly took out some of the heaven-grade pills that he had refined during his seclusion and threw them to the black-robed man. Remember, this time you will personally lead the team. I will go first and you will follow behind. I will wait for you in the Sea of Innocence. Similarly, this is also a test for you. If anyone does well, I will promote him to the leader of the Dark Squad. He will be directly under my command. A great temptation was thrown directly at the black-robed man. Lin Ray knew that people who ate the soul control pill were very loyal. However, in order to avoid anything that might happen, Lin Ray couldn't help but say this. Yes, this subordinate obeys. Sure enough, Lin Ray's guess was right. After hearing Lin Ray's words, the black-robed man revealed an excited smile. Well, you can go now. After saying that, Lin Ray stepped into the teleportation array. Suddenly, there was a strong flash of light. After the light disappeared, Lin Ray's figure also disappeared from the teleportation array. After hearing Lin Ray's order, the black-robed man turned and walked towards the Dark Squad. Swoosh. On the teleportation array in the depths of the Nine Heavens Trading Company in Royal Pill City, there was a flash of light. After it disappeared, Lin Ray's figure appeared. Phew, it's really good to have a teleportation array. I can go wherever I want. This feeling is really awesome. At this moment, Lin Ray, who had arrived at the Nine Heavens Trading Company, looked at the teleportation array and sighed. Brother Lei, why are you here? At this moment, Dong Xiaonan's voice sounded behind him. He turned to him with a smile and said, Alas. My life is tough. It's only been a year since I came back and I have to go on a journey. Otherwise, if I stay in the sect and enjoy myself every day, who will protect the sect? Yes, Brother Lei is right. Let's go. I just received a batch of wine a long time ago. I guarantee that you'll be full of praise after drinking it. This wine is one of the 7 great wines in the Tianxian continent. It's ranked second, Prairie Fire. I heard that if someone drinks it, they'll feel like they're on fire. However, if a cultivator drinks it, it's a rare tonic. Oh. After hearing the young man's estimation, Lin Ray's stomach began to churn. At this moment, Lin Ray couldn't help but pull the young man's hand and walk towards the place where the wine was stored. By the way, young man, don't you want to go back and see your father? When I came back last year, I heard that the empire was conquered and the Red Lotus Empire took over. I heard that your father's trading company also had a great impact. On the way to the wine storage room, Lin Ray couldn't help but think of the rumor he heard when he returned to the sect a year ago. Since he had nothing to do, he told the young man about it. Brother Lei, I've known about it for a long time. I've known about it since the day I treated you as a brother. After that, I wanted to wait for you to tell me, but you didn't say anything. I knew that you must be in a bad mood, so I couldn't help but say it when I thought about it. It seems that I can't hide anything from Brother Lei. You're right. I was born in a big family. Although I didn't have the talent for cultivation since I was young, my father still loved me as always. In the family, from the ancestors and elders to the servants, they all loved me very much. However, they never thought that I was different from them. When I found out that I couldn't cultivate, I always wanted to escape from the family. However, they always sent people to watch over me and didn't let me come to any harm. Finally, a few years ago, I escaped at noon and came to the Danzong sect. After listening to the man's words, Linley understood almost everything. In this regard, they had many similarities, but the treatment they received was different. Alright, since you can cultivate now, then go back and help your father. You see, the Nine Heavens Trading Company is now on the right track. Usually, there's nothing to do. You can use this opportunity to expand the Nine Heavens Trading Company to the central continent. Isn't this killing two birds with one stone? Not only can you help your father, but you can also expand the Nine Heavens Trading Company. Hearing this, Dong Xiaonan was tempted. To be honest, he originally wanted to go back to see his family and relatives. Now that Lin Rei had persuaded him, his desire to go home became even stronger. Okay, I understand. After hearing the young man's agreement, Lin Rei was relieved. Otherwise, when the young man left the Tianxian continent, it would be difficult for the young man to see his relatives. Very quickly, the two chatting Linley arrived at the wine storage area. As soon as they entered the room, Linley immediately rushed over, hugging a jug of wine as he threw his head back and began to gulp down its contents. SSS, it's really like what the young man said. It's not the blazing prairie fire, which is ranked second in wine taste in the Tianxian continent. Good. After finishing his words, Lin Rei waved his hand and the hundreds of jars of blazing prairie fire on the ground disappeared. Hee hee, young man, I didn't leave a jar for you. You don't mind, right? After that, Lin Rei said to Dong Xiaonan with an embarrassed expression. Hee hee, it's fine. I don't drink anyway, so it's useless to leave it with me. After hearing this, Lin Rei didn't say anything else. After exchanging a few more pleasantries, the two of them left the Nine Heavens Trading Company with the blazing prairie fire. Dong Xiaonan also followed Lin Rei's instructions. After Lin Rei left, he handed over some matters that needed to be dealt with and led a group of powerhouses in the body integration and spirit severing stage to the Dong family in the central continent. Lin Rei also followed the map that he had bought earlier. Sitting on the flaming tiger, they quickly rushed toward the Sea of Innocence. Along the way, Lin Rei also stopped to eat and drink, and the flaming tiger was finally led to death by Lin Rei. Every time, it would end up dead drunk. As for the members of the Dark Department who followed behind, they were all stunned. They didn't think that Lin Rei, a sect leader, would have such a side to him. Chapter 158. Alright, all of you come out. Come out to eat and drink. It's quite tiring to be following in the dark all the time. Lin Rei knew that after they left the Royal Pill City, the people from the dark group had been following them for more than 20 days. They were travel-worn and had solved a lot of problems for Lin Rei along the way. Yes. After hearing Lin Rei's words, the people from the dark group came to Lin Rei's side. However, they didn't sit down. Instead, they stood straight behind Lin Rei, motionless. Hee hee, all of you sit down. I told you to come over and rest. Now, don't treat me as the sect leader. Just treat me as your brother. Don't be shy. With that, Lin Rei took out a few jars of prairie fire and some roasted meat and gave them to them. After the people from the dark group heard Lin Rei's order, all of them sat down and started eating. Seeing them like this, Lin Rei smiled. After all, they were only children and sons who weren't even 20 years old. It was naturally not easy for them to be able to eat like this. Just like this, Lin Rei and the others ate and drank until they reached the edge of the land of innocence. Along the way, Lin Rei took the opportunity to practice the two martial skills that the system gave him. Needless to say, when Lin Rei practiced the martial skills, combined with the demonic chi of the demonic slash, its power was even greater. It seems that these two martial skills were specially selected by the system to be used together with the demonic slash. On the way, Lin Rei didn't stop cultivating. Occasionally, he would come out to spar with the people from the dark group. However, in the end, the dark group was completely defeated. Time passed quickly. Finally, after a month of traveling, Lin Rei and the others arrived at the Sea of Innocence at the fastest speed. That's enough. Hurry up and hide. Take these things later. Unless it's a matter of life and death, don't take them out. Also, no matter when, without my permission, even if I'm about to be killed, don't come out. If anyone disobeys my order, then wait for the Xuanzong Sect to hunt them down for eternity. I believe that you know the Xuanzong Sect's strength best. With that, Lin Rei took out some of the best treasures he had obtained many years ago from his storage ring and gave them to them. Being warned. Although Lin Rei knew that these people who had taken the mind control pill would not disobey his order, Lin Rei repeated his warning just in case. Lin Rei was not afraid that they would appear and let people know about the existence of the Xuanzong Sect, but because he was afraid. He was afraid that even if he couldn't deal with them, these 20 dark group members would be courting death if they came out. Rather than that, it would be better not to come out. Perhaps there would still be a glimmer of hope. Hearing Lin Rei's order, the dark group members took the order and dispersed. As for the Scarlet Tiger, Lin Rei put it away when he arrived at the edge of the Sea of Innocence, although he was somewhat unwilling. Seeing that everything had been taken care of, Lin Li went to find a place to change out of all the high-grade equipment he was wearing, and then changed into a set of low-grade magic robes. He then took out a disguise pill from his storage ring and swallowed it. The pill melted as soon as it entered his mouth. Not long after, Lin Rei's face began to change. After a while, the originally delicate and smooth young man had now turned into a coarse and ugly middle-aged man. Ha! This laughter was no longer as hearty as before. At this moment, Lin Rei's voice had been deliberately changed to that of a middle-aged man. After doing all this, Lin Rei walked out. At this moment, Lin Rei was someone that no one in the crowd would want to look at. Laughing, he followed a group of cultivators to the edge of the Sea of Innocence. The originally quiet Sea of Innocence had become even livelier over the past few days. There were people of all races. Humans, Yao, Asuras, and demons. In the past few days, Lin Rei had finally met all kinds of people. For example, the demons had a natural demonic aura about them that others found unbearable. The Asuras, on the other hand, had a natural bloodthirsty aura that others didn't dare to get close to. Only the Yao were slightly better. Although they all had the appearance of humans, there were always some differences. He had been free for 3 or 4 days after arriving at the Sea of Innocence. During these days, whenever Lin Li had the time, he would stop and practice the Asura spear art. After seeing the cultivation levels of the various clans, Lin Li had a new perspective on this trip to the Sea of Innocence. Right now, Lin Li did not think that he would be able to obtain the primordial fruit in the illusory sea, as he had seen many Mahayana realm cultivators. Regardless of whether they were from the human race or other races, they all seemed determined to obtain the primordial fruit. Finally, on the 7th day, which was today, Lin Li finally arrived at the edge of the Sea of Innocence where the primal fruits grew. Phew! I'm finally here. Lin Rei finally breathed a sigh of relief. Looking at the dense crowd of cultivators, the sense of urgency in his heart grew even stronger. Forget it. I'll just find a place to sit and watch the tigers fight. I'm not stupid enough to make an enemy out of such a large group of people like you. As he spoke, Lin Li found a secluded corner and sat down, taking out the prairie blazing fire and tasting it by himself. Rumble. Right at this moment, in the skies, a blood-red cloud suddenly appeared, carrying with it a terrifying aura of power that swept towards Lin Li. Sensing this aura, Lin Li opened his eyes and stared at the sky with widened eyes. Ha ha ha. Ants, become nutrients for this ancestor's body. Suddenly, a sharp and extremely wretched voice came from the red cloud. This voice attracted the attention of everyone present. With a swoosh, the red cloud in the air began to shrink, finally transforming into a wretched-looking, skinny man. He didn't even have a single strand of hair on his head, and he had a mouthful of yellow teeth in his mouth. Then, he charged downwards, instantly arriving not too far away from Linley. Looking at his current appearance, anyone who saw him would burst out laughing, because this person's appearance was truly comical. Ha ha ha. Who is this? Ancestor? You're wearing red, and you look like a beggar. Good thing you're talking big again. Ha ha ha. That's right. Brother, you're right. You want us to be your nutrients? Ha. Are you worthy? Let's not talk about this for now. Even if you can do it, we're not to be trifled with. There are many disciples from big sects here. Do you think you can afford to offend them? Haha. However, looking at this wretched old man, he looks like he's sick in the head. I advise you to go back and take your medicine. Ha ha ha. After hearing everyone's words, the old man didn't curse as expected. Instead, he smiled unusually. It was an unforgettable smile. Haha. Big sects? Ha ha ha. Who doesn't know that the Red Lotus Empire has already unified the Tianxian continent? What big sects are there? Stop deceiving yourself and become this ancestor's nourishment. After saying that, the old man's hand seals started changing rapidly. He was chanting, "Use my body as a guide to create a blood spirit spell formation. Use the cultivators in the spell formation as a medium. Use my body as a medium. Burn." After he finished chanting, suddenly, with the old man as the center, a mass of blood-red spiritual power began to rush out in all directions. It was extremely fast. Before anyone could react, the old man's array had already taken shape. Yin and Yang rotation, the blood spirit array is formed. Just as the old man shouted, an enormous formation appeared and surrounded everyone present. Of course, that included Linley. F***ck, what the hell is going on? What does it have to do with me? I didn't scold you. At this time, Lin Ray was speechless. When the old man came down, Lin Ray knew that this old man was at the peak of the Mahayana realm. Therefore, Lin Ray had an indifferent attitude from the beginning. What exactly did I do wrong has nothing to do with me. Are you out of your mind? If it weren't for the fact that I didn't want to expose myself to everyone too early, perhaps I would have killed you before you started setting up the array. Why would I be waiting here to be arrogant? Of course, Lin Ray wouldn't say such words out loud. At this moment, he could only grumble inwardly. Blood spirit array, smelt for me. In an instant, the formation was activated, and a scorching flame appeared in the middle of the formation. Gradually, within a few minutes, people began to die. The corpses were also instantly refined by the flame into drops of blood essence that fused into the old man's body. Old man, I'm the third disciple of the Sword House. Aren't you afraid that the Sword House will take revenge on you for doing this? At this moment, upon witnessing the deaths, the people who had been pampered since young couldn't help but use the name of their sect to pressure the old man. Ha 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 ha. Sword House, I remember that our ancestor once massacred the Sword House. I remember that your Sword House was still in charge back then, right? Boom. The self-proclaimed third disciple was dumbfounded after hearing the old man's words because he had heard from his master that such a thing had happened back then. Moreover, the Sword House was indeed in charge back then. But later on, he heard that the person who massacred the Sword House was suppressed. Could it be, so be obedient and wait for your death. After saying that, the old man increased the power of the array once again. At this moment, the arrogant people began to beg the old man to let them go. In the end, their pleas turned into pleading and gradually turned into despair. Ha ha ha. Awesome. So much pure blood essence. Ha ha ha, it seems that the ancestors' cultivation is going to improve again. Lin Ray, who had been observing this scene, finally couldn't help but feel the fear from his soul. At this moment, Lin Rei couldn't hold it in anymore. It didn't matter if he was exposed or not. Anyway, now that he had the disguise pill, Lin Rei was ready to counterattack. Chapter 159. Humph, how dare you be so impudent in the human race? Do you really think that I, the Red Lotus Empress, am dead? Lin Rei had originally thought that he would have to fight to the death. He had not expected Red Lotus to suddenly step forward. This was something that neither Lin Rei nor the Blood Ancestor had expected. Humph, Red Lotus, you and I were born in the same era. Why don't you give me some face and let bygones be bygones? Let's not interfere in each other's business in the future. What do you think? At this moment, when he saw that the person who had spoken was the Red Lotus Empress of the Tianxian continent, the old man immediately changed his stance. Humph, just like you said, we were born in the same era. However, your behavior is enough for me to kill you. Red Lotus did not give the old man any face at all. Her tone was filled with disdain when she heard the old man's words. Now, you have two choices in front of you. The first is to let them go and get lost. The second is that you can choose not to let them go, but you won't be able to leave either. In comparison, any smart person will choose the wiser choice. Humph, good, you have guts. Hearing Red Lotus's two choices, the old man immediately admitted defeat. He could not afford to gamble, nor did he dare to gamble. Hee, it seems that you are not that stupid. Seeing that the old man was so sensible, Red Lotus did not make things difficult for him. After all, it was not easy to find someone from the same era as her in this era. Alright, you are all safe now. However, the Empress still wants to advise you to leave quickly. What happens next is not something that you can handle now. After everyone was saved, Red Lotus's words immediately pulled everyone's hearts back to reality. Humph, Red Lotus Empress, what will you do if we don't follow your orders? Alright, but don't blame me for not reminding you. The coming days are not something that you can compare to now. Even a Mahayana realm cultivator might not be able to complete the final hurdle. After saying that, Hong Lian didn't say anything else. She knew that no matter what she said, these people wouldn't listen. Just as everyone was feeling depressed, Lin Rei knew that what Red Lotus said was completely correct. However, the only thing Lin Rei needed to do was to obtain the primordial fruit. That way, he could leave the profound sky continent and return to where he belonged. It's time to sneak over. It's already been half a month since the old man imprisoned them. Along the way, many experts have arrived at the edge of the Sea of Innocence. Over the past few days, not just humans, but experts from other races have arrived as well. The originally quiet place became lively after the arrival of the other races. They would compete with the other races from time to time, and each time, they would return with blood spilled. Later on, Red Lotus set another rule. However, in this competition, other than spilling blood, no one was allowed to take the lives of others as a guarantee. Hearing Hong Lian's words, everyone obeyed. None of them took the lives of others. However, in the end, they only left a trace of their aura. Ever since Hong Lian set the rules, all the races had erected an arena in an open space to pass the time. There were also formations set up by the humans around it. Anyone who was willing to go up could challenge anyone. This game had persisted since the birth of the primordial fruit. It had been abandoned. Not only that, many people had originally followed the rules set by the Red Lotus. However, later on, the Red Lotus only cared about the birth of the primordial fruit. They no longer cared about the matters on their side. Of course, if the first person died, there would be a second. Later on, more and more people died. Seeing this scene, Lin Rei couldn't be bothered to watch, so he left immediately. He went to the place where the system said the primordial fruit was most likely to appear and waited quietly. Time passed quickly. Half a month passed, but there was no sign of anything strange at the edge of the Sea of Innocence. Some people couldn't bear the wait and left early. Those who stayed were all great Ascension stage powerhouses, except for Lin Ray. However, everything was calm and peaceful on this day. Linley was also sitting down. Suddenly, a piece of music appeared. It was incomparably ethereal, causing one to feel as though they were about to ascend to immortality. Furthermore, Linley could feel that the cultivation base that he had just broken through in his body was faintly increasing. Boom! There was a loud noise. In the water at the edge of the Sea of Innocence, a huge rock suddenly appeared. A fruit tree more than a meter long was on it, but strangely, there was only one fruit on the tree. It was a golden fruit exuding a fragrance. Seeing this scene, the heavy responsibility couldn't bear it anymore. Quick, the primordial fruit is out. Everyone, hurry up. No one knew who shouted, and the scene suddenly went out of control. Even if it was Red Lotus, it was not easy to fight with so many Deshang stage cultivators. At this moment, Red Lotus could only watch this group of Deshang stage cultivators snatch the treasures. Ha ha ha, the primordial fruit is mine. At this time, an old man with a head full of white hair was the first to rush to the place where the primordial fruit grew. Just as he was about to get the fruit, the person behind him caught up and cut off the old man's arm with a magic sword. Ah! Old Foggy Sky, how could you treat me like this? Aren't you afraid that my sect will take revenge on you? Seeing that the person who cut off his arm was Old Foggy Sky, who had always been on good terms with him, he roared at Old Foggy Sky with a red face. Heh! Idiot, as long as I get the primordial fruit, do you think I will still be afraid of your sect? When the time comes, if he makes the ancestor unhappy, the ancestor will kill him with a slap. As he spoke, the one called Yun Wu Tian directly kicked the old man with the broken arm out of the room. You hindrance. However, could Old Foggy Sky get the primordial fruit? Of course, it was impossible. Hundreds of great Ascension stage cultivators started a chaotic battle. The old man who saw Old Foggy Sky was the first to die. When the battle started, all the races started killing each other. The scene was extremely tragic. Mountains of corpses were piled up and blood stained the ground. Everyone was risking their lives to get the primordial fruit. However, what they didn't know was that the people who didn't make a move were the ones most likely to get the primordial fruit. Hundreds of great Ascension stage cultivators fought for several days. In the end, only a few people managed to walk out. However, they were already exhausted and had no fighting strength to speak of. At this time, they were very regretful. They regretted participating in the chaotic battle. They regretted watching their loved ones leave one by one while they did nothing. PFFF. Ha ha ha. Essence blood. Essence blood is all mine. Suddenly, a person that Linley wanted to kill appeared. Those people who had just survived the chaotic battle originally thought that they would be fine, but after hearing the words of the self-proclaimed ancestor, their faces immediately changed, and they looked at the old man who had come from the horizon with fear in their eyes. No. No. Don't kill me, don't kill me. I don't want the primordial fruit, I don't want it. At this moment, a few people knelt on the ground and begged the old man who had already arrived. Their voices were very miserable and they knocked their heads on the ground. Blood flowed out, but in the end, they couldn't avoid death. Ha! I already said that if you want to play, you'll all be my nutrients. Look, now it's good. With that, the old man's eyes were filled with disdain as he arrived before them. A pair of peak Great Ascension stage spirit force slammed towards them. Boom, 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 all of a sudden, their bodies exploded. However, there was no blood splattering all over the ground. The blood of the cultivators who exploded began to shrink. In the end, they turned into drops of blood essence and were sent to the ancestor's body. Ha ha ha. Nice, this is the effect I wanted. At this moment, the old man seemed to have a brain full of lust. After absorbing the essence blood of the cultivators, he turned his gaze to Lin Rei, who was huddled in the corner. Damn, I haven't even gone to deal with you yet, and you dare to come here and act so presumptuously? Damn, do you really think I'm an old bully? When Lin Rei saw the old man turn his gaze to him, he knew that this battle was unavoidable. Huh, little child, look at this. You're only here to die. Why don't you be a good person and give me your essence blood? That way, I won't have to do anything. If you want this lord's life, then come and take it yourself. I originally wanted to spare your life, but since you don't care about your life, then don't blame me. Hearing the old man's words, Lin Rei was furious. Without any nonsense, he directly took out the Yi 10,000 Laws sword that he had just obtained. This time, Lin Rei wanted to test the power of the Sky Demon Slash. As for the Martial Emperor Divine Spear, Lin Rei didn't want to expose it too early because he believed that in addition to the old man in front of him, there would definitely be more powerful cultivators. Oh, it seems that you want to fight with the ancestor. TSK, it seems that you're quite confident. Seeing the face in Lin Rei's hand and the murderous aura exuding from Lin Rei's body, the ancestor knew that this was definitely not a good person. Cut the crap, try the power of my Sky Demon Slash. Boom! The spiritual power in Lin Rei's body suddenly turned into Black Devil Chi when he operated the Sky Demon Slash. When everyone saw this scene, they were all stunned because they had always thought that Lin Rei was a human disciple, but now it seemed that they were wrong. Red Lotus, who was standing in the air, revealed a puzzled look at this time. When Lin Rei took out the Yi 10,000 Law sword, Red Lotus saw that this face was exactly the same as the purple gold 10,000 Laws sword that Lin Rei had used for a few hours before. However, Lin Rei's appearance was different from the current person. What? He's a member of our devil clan? Why don't I have records of this? Moreover, his cultivation is so high, it's impossible for him to be an unknown person. Go and investigate, you must find out who he is and why there has never been a member of the devil clan. Chapter 160. By now, all the demons were in a daze. The demonic energy that Linley was using was incomparably pure, even purer than the demonic energy that they, the demon race's disciples, were cultivating. Seeing this, the demon race's big boss decided that, regardless of whether this person before them was a demon or not, they had to obtain his cultivation method. Of course, Lin Rei didn't know when these devils made their decision. At this moment, Lin Rei was 12 times more focused. Sky Slash, absolute kill. Lin Rei raised the long sword in his hand and pointed it at the patriarch in front of him. He immediately used a sure kill move, gathering all the demonic energy in his body into the sword and slashing towards the patriarch. Boom! A huge demonic energy slash, carrying the pressure of a mid-stage transcending tribulation cultivator, rolled towards the patriarch. Hiss! This brat, he can actually make such a powerful attack. At this moment, the patriarch wasn't in a good position. Seeing the fast demonic energy slash, he was caught off guard and could only use his arms to block in front of him. Bang! Lin Rei's demonic energy slash sent the patriarch flying 100 meters away into the Sea of Innocence. Wow, I didn't expect the Sky Demon slash to be so powerful. Seeing this scene, Lin Rei was shocked. He didn't expect the Sky Demon slash to be so powerful. At most, it could send the patriarch flying a few meters away. Ah! Brat, I, the blood ancestor, haven't been injured so badly in a long time. Do you know that you are courting death? While roaring, the old man who called himself the blood ancestor stood up from the Sea of Innocence and roared at Lin Rei. His eyes were bloodthirsty and his face was deathly pale. Moreover, his arms were injured by Lin Rei's Sky Demon slash. Blood was flowing down, but the old man ignored it as if he didn't see it. Old man, things didn't have to be like this. You forced me again and again. Tell me, what have I done wrong to you? Even if I was hiding in a corner when they were scolding and laughing at you, you just had to find trouble with me. Tell me, who do you think you can blame? The two of them began to reason with each other. For a moment, everyone was dumbfounded. They had originally thought that there would be a great battle, but until now, they had not seen it. Isn't this because I want to help you? See for yourself. So many people have died. You're just a mid-stage crossing tribulation cultivator. What's the use of staying here? At this moment, the blood ancestor was also very surprised. Although she knew that it was possible to fight to the death with the person in front of her, she wasn't sure if she could win in a real battle. Bastard, don't find such a high-sounding reason for your actions. I'll say it again. If you want to fight, then let's fight. I've never been afraid. If you don't want to fight, then wait for me. Wait for the primordial fruit to ripen. Hearing Linley's words, the blood ancestor thought for a moment. This was a good idea. All right, then it's settled. But when I absorb their blood essence, you can't come out and cause trouble. Otherwise, I won't let you go even if I have to die. After saying that, the blood ancestor fled. Everyone who saw this scene showed contempt in their eyes. Lin Rei also sighed. He originally wanted to have a great battle to exert pressure on everyone, but now he couldn't do it. However, at this time, Red Lotus, who was far away in the sky, had her eyes fixed on Lin Rei. She always felt that the person in front of her was very similar to that person, but his aura was different. This was also what puzzled Red Lotus. Oh, you want to see through me? Unless you have the strength of a golden immortal. Oh, no, even if you have the strength of a golden immortal, you won't be able to see through me. At this time, Lin Rei, who had returned to the corner, had already sensed that Red Lotus was staring at him from the sky, so he had already asked the system to seal the original aura on his body. However, at this moment, everyone present was scheming in their hearts. They were all scheming against each other in order to compete for the primordial fruit. Even the people closest to them couldn't resist the great temptation of being able to advance by a large realm. Boom! A golden light was emitted from the primordial fruit. The surrounding spirit chi began to gather around the primordial fruit. Plop! Just as the primordial fruit was gathering spirit, the creatures in the huge sea of innocence became restless and began to circle around the stone pillar. The seawater began to surge and everyone began to feel nervous. Everyone took out their weapons to prepare for battle. No one was an exception. Even Red Lotus, who was already in the Earth Immortal realm, was no exception. Let's see who will be the victor in the end and get the primordial fruit. Lin Rei's mouth twitched when he saw everyone's reaction, but he didn't act like them. Lin Rei was still motionless and obediently hiding in the corner, as if the matter here had nothing to do with him. I don't care what you are on the shore. In the end, whether you're a human or a demon, I want to tell you that I've guarded the primordial fruit for no less than hundreds of thousands of years. So leave. Go away, pig-headed people. I don't mind going out to stretch my muscles. Just as everyone was about to swarm him, a powerful voice rang out from the sea of innocence. The voice carried a powerful pressure. What? How is this possible? How can there be such a profound creature in the sea of innocence? Everyone panicked when they sensed the pressure from the voice in the sea. They wanted to retreat, but for the sake of their dignity, they braced themselves and stood in place. Of course, they were not the only ones. Even Red Lotus, who was in the sky, was shocked. From the pressure just now, she could feel that the creature in the sea was also in the Earth's celestial realm. This scene of a real number realm made her extremely unhappy. We came here to obtain the primordial fruit, and you're telling us to retreat? Who do you think you are? While everyone was quietly watching this scene, a discordant voice resounded. Suddenly, the faces of everyone present became even higher. Although they didn't say anything, but in their hearts, they were already cursing the person who spoke just now to death. Sure enough, the creature in the sea of innocence was thoroughly enraged when the voice rang out. Ha 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 ha, good. It's been hundreds of thousands of years. I haven't heard such words in these hundreds of thousands of years. You're not bad, but I said before that the primordial fruit is something I must protect. You don't have the right or the ability to do so. Puff. As soon as the creature in the sea finished speaking, a stream of water from the Sea of Innocence turned into a water arrow and shot towards the speaker. Humph, how can such a small trick stump me? The middle-aged man stood where he was and condensed the spiritual energy in his hand into a 3-meter-long palm, blocking the water arrow that was shot at him. Bang! When the water arrow and the palm collided, the water arrow and the spirit energy palm exploded, but the middle-aged man wasn't injured. Ha ha ha, I didn't think that's all you've got. You even dare to call yourself I? Who do you think you are? Aren't you just a flood dragon that lives in the water? The middle-aged man didn't stop talking because of the attack just now. He directly revealed the true body of the powerhouse in the Sea of Innocence. How can this be? How do you know my true body? Tell me, who are you? Hurry up and tell me. When the creature in the sea heard the middle-aged man reveal his true body, he knew that the middle-aged man's origins couldn't be underestimated. His strength couldn't be underestimated either. Ha ha ha, well said, well said. I'm Zhao Pan, the disciple of the Kunlun Immortal Clan's third elder and the current head of the Kunlun Sect. After the middle-aged man tossed a pill into his mouth, his originally middle-aged face began to slowly disappear. Finally, Zhao Pan's face appeared before everyone's eyes. What, Zhao Pan? At this moment, Red Lotus was also shocked. The Zhao Pan she'd been thinking about day and night had finally appeared. Huh, Red Lotus, how is it? Are you a little anxious to find me? At this moment, Zhao Pan raised his head to look at King Red Lotus. He was looking at her with a provocative gaze. Humph, die. Today, I'll make your Kunlun sect disappear from Tianxian continent. With that, Red Lotus pulled out her weapon and rushed down, slashing at Zhao Pan's head. She released her Peak Earth Immortal cultivation. Ha, do you think you're the only Peak Earth Immortal? Seeing Red Lotus's cultivation, Zhao Pan naturally didn't want to be outdone and released the cultivation he was so proud of. Instantly, the situation became tense. What? Sensing Zhao Pan's cultivation, Red Lotus was shocked. She wanted to retreat, but it was too late. It was too late. Overlord Sword, Profound Heaven Slash. Zhao Pan brought out his immortal artifact and stabbed it at the incoming Red Lotus above him. Instantly, thousands of sword shadows shot towards Red Lotus, each with an unstoppable aura. Misty, Cloud and Sand Mystic Mist Technique, Resolve. She sent out a hand seal and the sword in her hand danced in the air, wanting to block the thousands of sword silhouettes. However, Zhao Pan, who possessed an immortal artifact, was not someone that she, who only possessed a prized artifact, could fight against. Pluff. 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 Red Lotus robe was cut open by Zhao Pan's sword. Blood flowed out and soaked her robe. Red Lotus became even more alluring in the blink of an eye. Phew. I finally blocked it. At this moment, Red Lotus was very glad. She was glad that she blocked the attack and was even more glad that she was still alive. Humph, Zhao Pan, do you think you're the only one who knows this martial technique? Looking at the gloating expression on Zhao Pan's face, Red Lotus went crazy. Wielding her artifact, she cut her own hand, causing blood to flow out from her hand. With my blood as the guide, create momentum. Chapter 161. After Red Lotus finished her incantation, the blood on her hand began to dissipate. At the same time, the aura in the air began to turn heavy. Red Lotus aura had returned to its peak. Sword Resolve. Red Lotus shouted and grabbed with one hand. A long sword that seemed to be made of spiritual energy appeared in her hand. What? Sword Resolve? How is this possible? How can there be such a high-level spell on this sealed planet? At this moment, Zhao Pan, who had a mocking expression on his face, could no longer smile when he saw the long sword in Red Lotus' hand. There was only incomparable shock and fear left in his heart. Logically speaking, it was impossible to transform one's aura into a sword. Moreover, aura was something that couldn't be seen or touched. But now, Red Lotus had effortlessly transformed it into a long sword. One could only imagine how powerful the long sword was. Zhao Pan, you forced me to do this. I originally thought that I would never use such a spell in my lifetime. But today, for you, I have broken the vow of many years. So you deserve to die, you deserve to die. At this moment, Red Lotus' eyes were crimson red. Her face was pale, but her aura was overbearing. So what if you can transform your aura into a sword? A loser will always be a loser. Saying that, the two of them moved. They collided with each other at an extremely fast speed. The swords in their hands also clashed. Bang! After the two of them collided, they separated once again. Just like that, they continued to exchange blows with each other. Law compliance order, extreme heavenly slaughter. At this moment, Red Lotus' sword suddenly transformed into a bow and arrow, automatically aiming at Zhao Pan. Puff! The bow and arrow shot out. The arrow didn't miss. It directly shot towards Zhao Pan. Boom! Zhao Pan was caught off guard. Although he managed to block Red Lotus' arrow, he also suffered considerable damage. He was sent flying by Red Lotus' arrow and landed on top of the Sea of Innocence, above the primordial fruit. Ha ha ha. Red Lotus, thank you for lending me a hand. He arrived above the primordial fruit and spoke to Hong Lian, who was 1,000 meters away. Then, he stretched out his hand towards the ripe primordial fruit. Zhao Pan, this primordial fruit is not only yours, it also belongs to us. Put down the primordial fruit and we will give you a chance to live. Otherwise, when the demons, monsters, and Asuras saw the primordial fruits within Zhao Pan's reach, they couldn't hold themselves back any longer. They rushed forward and attacked Zhao Pan fiercely. A bunch of ants. After I pluck the primordial fruits, I'll personally send you to the 9 underworlds to repent. After saying that, Zhao Pan ignored the people who were rushing over. Instead, he reached out with one hand and plucked the primordial fruit. Then, he placed it in a jade box that he had prepared beforehand. Ha ha ha. I finally obtained the primordial fruit. When the time comes, I'll be able to return to my previous level. I won't have to use my hands anymore. After plucking the primordial fruit, Zhao Pan recalled how he had to use the forbidden book given by his master to increase his cultivation. When he thought about the inhuman pain he had to endure every day, his heart was filled with fear. Zhao Pan, put down the primordial fruit or I'll kill you on the spot. While Zhao Pan was rejoicing, it wasn't just the other races. Even the flood dragons of the Sea of Innocence couldn't help but rush out. They roared at Zhao Pan and rushed towards him. A mere beast dares to act so impudently in front of me? Get lost. Zhao Pan's eyes turned sharp. He held the primordial fruit in one hand and used the other to slap the incoming flood dragon with quasi-revolution spirit energy. In an instant, a huge hand carrying a monstrous aura slapped towards the flood dragon. Boom! The flood dragon collided with the huge hand. However, it couldn't win against Zhao Pan and was sent flying into the sea without any further movement. Do you still want to come forward? I can't guarantee that your bodies will be as tough as that beast's. After dealing with the flood dragon, Zhao Pan looked at the other races that were charging over. He used the flood dragon's fate as an example for them. Of course, as long as one was a human, as long as one was a living being, one would be afraid of death. As expected, as soon as Zhao Pan finished speaking, everyone froze in midair, exchanging glances with one another. Remember, Earth immortals are all ants. I'm not someone you can slander. With that, Zhao Pan prepared to leave with the primordial fruit. However, would Lin Rei, who came for the fruit in the first place, be willing to do so? Everyone below Earth immortals are ants? I've never heard of this before. I only know that I'm the only one who can get the primordial fruit today. No one else is qualified to get it, let alone have the ability. Just as everyone thought that the outcome was certain, the Red Lotus Empress stepped forward to stop Zhao Pan. Unexpectedly, it was the middle-aged man who had been arguing with the blood ancestor. The Red Lotus Empress wanted very much to snatch the primordial fruit, but she had already used her power to transform into a sword. The only thing she could do now was to protect her own life. She didn't have the ability to do anything else. Who was I? It turns out that you're just a useless piece of trash. What? You can't even beat the blood ancestor, who is at the peak of the Mahayana realm. Are you trying to stop me now? Seeing Linli walk out, a puzzled look appeared on Zhao Pan's face, but the vigilance in his eyes increased somewhat. Like I said, I'm here for the primordial fruit. Besides, we still have an unfinished battle. Do you think I'll let you take the primordial fruit today? Lin Rei sneered as he looked at Zhao Pan. His face was full of disdain. What? Unfinished battle? You? Who are you? Upon hearing Linli's words, Zhao Pan hurriedly searched through his memories for Linli, but no matter how hard he searched, he couldn't find him. Let's cut the crap. Leave the primordial fruit and scram. Otherwise, one of us will die today. Lin Rei's Mu sword of 10,000 arts appeared in his hand. Murderous intent burst out and the sword shone with a cold light, emitting a bloodthirsty glow. Then I'd like to see how strong you are. Let's see if you can keep me here without shame. Hearing this, Lin Rei knew that there would be a battle today. Looking at the primordial fruit in Zhao Pan's hand, Lin Rei didn't hesitate. He held the sword in front of his chest and placed his other hand on the sword's back. The spiritual energy in his body continuously transmitted into the Mu sword of 10,000 arts. Third level incinerate, first level feather incinerate, activate. Lin Rei shouted. The third level incinerate that he had never used before was finally activated. Although this was his first time using it, Lin Rei was very familiar with it. Instantly, a powerful wave of spiritual energy, with Linli at the center, swept out in all directions. Those major races who had been watching the show without any warning were all blown off their feet by the wave of spiritual energy that Linli had emitted. The Mu sword of 10,000 arts directly charged at Zhao Pan with the first level of the third level incinerate. With a swished sound, an enormous amount of Qi training stage sword energy shot out from Linli's Everwood 10,000 technique sword, charging towards Zhao Pan. I don't believe a little cultivator who hasn't even reached the Earth immortal realm can have such a powerful attack. Although Zhao Pan felt the killing intent and pressure from Lin Rei's attack, he relied too much on his own power and was too arrogant. So he didn't use his full power. He slashed out with his sword and sent a powerful wave of spiritual energy towards Lin Rei. Boom! When the two attacks collided, Zhao Pan's originally smiling face instantly changed into one of incomparable shock. When the two attacks collided, Zhao Pan's attack, in front of Linli's incinerating feathers, couldn't even withstand a single blow. It was shattered, and Linli's incinerating feathers didn't slow down at all as it continued to charge towards Zhao Pan. How is this possible? How can a cultivator who hasn't even reached the Earth immortal realm have such a powerful attack? Seeing the incoming attack, Zhao Pan hurriedly placed his weapon in front of him. Boom! The feather incinerate collided with Zhao Pan's sword and the immortal weapon began to shatter. Spiderweb-like cracks started to spread in all directions. As for the primal fruit in Zhao Pan's hands, under Linli's powerful attack, it was knocked out of his hands, falling downwards. Seeing this, Linli hurriedly chased after it. But of course, those spectators didn't dare to watch. A bunch of reckless fools. Since that's the case, don't blame this seat for going on a killing spree. Under extreme speed, Lin Rei finally obtained the primordial fruit he came here for. However, he didn't have the chance to admire its true appearance. After obtaining it, Lin Rei directly threw it into the system. Humph, brat, hurry up and give me the primordial fruit. Otherwise, we'll definitely teach you a lesson. After arriving on the ground, Lin Rei revealed a look of disdain when he heard the words of these people. He looked at them and mocked, how about this? Go and capture your mothers and sisters. Let me enjoy the pleasures of the boudoir. If possible, I'm very willing to give you the primordial fruit. Hearing Lin Rei's words, the crowd was instantly enraged. They all rushed forward, including Zhao Pan, who had recovered from his shock. Looking at these beast-like people, their eyes were filled with endless greed and lust. Seeing this, Lin Rei knew that the slaughter was coming. He couldn't hide even if he wanted to. Humph, since you're courting death, don't blame this seat. Looking at these people, Lin Rei didn't hesitate. He directly took out the 3 10,000 laws swords he obtained. The metal, wood, and fire swords were thrown into the air. Chapter 162. Azura Sword Formation. Azura Sword Formation. First, the sword is the base. My name is Azura, and with the sword as the guide, I set up the Azura Sword Formation. Using the Tao of Reincarnation, I exterminate all living beings. Activate. Instantly, the 3 10,000 arch swords that Linley had tossed into the air began to revolve around everyone present according to Linley's spiritual energy. Instantly, the scenery changed. The scenery, which had been filled with mountains, rivers, and trees, suddenly turned blood red. The ground was littered with severed limbs and blood, and the air was filled with a foul stench. As the scene changed, everyone present panicked, including Zhao Pan. He had tried to think of a way to leave the moment he entered, but it was to no avail. All spells were useless in here. The only thing that could be used was physical strength. Unless the person who set up the formation was willing to let you out, even Zhao Pan, who was an earthly immortal, could not walk out of here. Humph, originally, I wanted to spare your lives. However, since you don't know what's good for you, I don't mind killing a little more. When Lin Rei saw that the Ashura sword formation had trapped all of them inside, Lin Rei's anxious heart finally relaxed. However, Lin Rei seemed to have forgotten about someone, Hong Lian. At this moment, Hong Lian lowered her head and looked at the young man who had saved her with a strange expression. Originally, she wasn't sure if the middle-aged man in front of her was Lin Rei, but he took out the violet gold 10,000 spells sword that he had given her before. In an instant, Red Lotus understood. Haha. I truly never expected that a cultivator at the Tribulation Transcendence realm like you would actually possess such great ability to trap the senses of an earthly immortal. Looks like I've underestimated you in the past. *CK, I forgot about her. Lin Rei, who had been relieved, tensed up again after hearing Hong Lian's voice. Hee, don't be nervous. I'm not your enemy. Back then, you were the one who saved me. I won't bite the hand that feeds me and do anything to you. Red Lotus, who was in the air, said to Lin Rei with a smile after sensing Lin Rei's state. However, in Lin Rei's eyes, Red Lotus' smile was undoubtedly a sign that she was about to make a move. Don't say that. The two of us no longer have anything to do with each other. Back then, I told you that it was only because I felt guilty towards Hong Lian who protected me. If I had known that you would be like this after recovering your memories, do you think I would have saved you? So we don't have to say that. Hearing Lin Rei's words, Hong Lian stopped smiling and looked at Lin Rei coldly. That's right, you're right. I think so too. However, all I want to say now is that if you give me the primordial fruit, I can guarantee that you'll be able to leave this place. However, if you hand it over, what will happen if I don't hand it over? Seeing the cold glint in Hong Lian's eyes, Lin Rei knew that if he didn't hand it over, he wouldn't be able to leave this place today. Hee, why are you asking when you already know the answer? I only want the primordial fruit and have no intention of taking your life. So don't be so stingy. Just give it to me. Blurg, don't be like this. Even if I don't know how old you are, don't you know yourself? You're already an old monster from hundreds of thousands of years ago. Why are you still talking about me? I'm really. Hearing Hong Lian's words, Lin Rei hurriedly bent down and pretended to vomit. He had a look of disdain on his face as he spoke to Hong Lian. Since that's the case, there's no need to say anything more. Let's fight. Let me see what level your cultivation has reached after not seeing you for so long. After saying that, Hong Lian rushed towards Lin Rei with the 3-foot-long cold glint in her hand. Her eyes were filled with cold killing intent, and killing intent continuously emanated from her body. Sure enough, since that's the case, let's fight. Seeing Red Lotus charge towards him, Lin Li no longer had anything to hide. Since she had already recognized him, there was no need for him to hide anything. Instantly, the Invincible Divine Spear, which had been upgraded to the Immortal tier, appeared in his hand. A cold glint flashed on the tip of the spear, and killing intent burst forth. With a cold gaze, he rushed forward and fought with Hong Lian. With a bang sound, Lin Li and Red Lotus collided against each other, and sparks flew from the collision of their weapons. Hee, not bad. In such a short time, you were able to cultivate to this level. Moreover, your cultivation seems to have solidified a lot. However, if you want to use your current cultivation to kill me, try again in your next life. Hong Lian raised her sword and stabbed towards Lin Rei again. However, this time, she had used up all of her remaining spiritual energy. If this attack failed, she would only be at the mercy of others. Misty Cloud Mountain Art, freeze. Hong Lian's sword suddenly split into many sword shadows in the air. Moreover, after separating, the sword shadows all solidified. Each of them had the power of the first one. Since that's the case, let's fight to the end. Ha! Third level Incinerate Feathers, incinerate. Go! Seeing Red Lotus attack, Lin Li knew that this was Red Lotus' most powerful attack. Although Red Lotus was at the Earth Immortal level, in order to defeat Xiao Pan, she had already used a forbidden technique that she shouldn't have used. Thus, her current power was at a level where she was at her peak. Lin Li was confident in his own power. With a boom sound, the two attacks collided, but Lin Li had underestimated Red Lotus' attack. Some of the remnant sword shadows pierced straight through his own attack, piercing through him and charging towards him. Puff, puff. The sound of clothes and flesh being cut could be heard. At this moment, Lin Rei suffered an extremely powerful attack. What made Lin Rei think about was that when the sword shadows cut through his body, they actually entered his body and began to wreak havoc in his body. Puff. A mouthful of blood spurted out from Lin Rei's mouth. His legs went soft and he fell to the ground. With one hand on the ground, he used the other to wipe away the remaining bloodstains on the floor. Perhaps because of the sword energy wreaking havoc in his body, Lin Rei's face revealed a pained expression. Cough. 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 Ha ha ha, I really didn't expect this. You actually used all of your spirit energy just to plant your misty sword energy in my body. At this moment, Lin Rei finally understood why Hong Lian was like this. It was because the sword energy could only be removed by the user. Coincidentally, Hong Lian's sword energy was like this. If she planted it in Lin Rei's body, then wouldn't Lin Rei obediently listen to her? Ah. No. That's right, but I had no other choice. I want the primordial fruit. As long as you give it to me, I guarantee that I can remove the sword energy in your body and guarantee that you can leave. Hong Lian's expression changed after seeing Lin Rei explain her scheme so easily. However, she quickly recovered. Then you think too much. I've never been threatened by anyone, including my own life, because I don't like like the feeling of being controlled by others. With that, Lin Rei slowly stood up with the help of the martial emperor godly spear and came to Hong Lian's side. His eyes were full of love as he looked at Hong Lian and said, "This is the second time and also the last time. Of course, I will still take you away from this planet, but we will have nothing to do with each other in the future." After saying these words, the love in Lin Li's eyes slowly disappeared, until there was nothing left. Aside from his cold gaze, there was nothing left. Why? Why are you doing this to me? I clearly want to kill you. Why do you have to let me go again and again? Is it because I loved you and saved you when I lost my memory? At this moment, Hong Lian's face was full of confusion. She couldn't understand Lin Rei's feelings. Ah, you can put it that way. However, it's all gone now. Even if the old Hong Lian appeared in front of me again, it's impossible because I promised a woman that I would protect her, love her, and give her the best in the world for the rest of my life. So, it doesn't matter anymore. After saying that, Lin Rei turned around and walked into the Ashura sword formation without looking back. His eyes were filled with murderous intent and his face was filled with a ferocious expression that made people tremble. Ah, the killing has begun. When he arrived in front of the Ashura sword formation, the corner of Lin Rei's mouth twitched. He stuck out his tongue and licked the tip of the martial emperor godly spear. With a bloodthirsty expression, he said to the people in the sword formation. Then, he stepped forward and disappeared into the sword formation. When Lin Rei arrived in the sword formation, he saw those who wanted to kill him sitting on the ground and chatting idly. For a moment, the desire to kill filled his mind. Pft, 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 pft. Lin Rei walked forward quickly. The martial emperor godly spear seemed to be alive as it gently slid across the necks of those people. Suddenly, the people present lost their senses. Now, Lin Rei was like a butcher, and the people in the sword formation were pigs on the chopping board. They could only wait to be slaughtered without being able to fight back. Die, all of you. Slowly, the number of people in the sword formation began to dwindle. In the end, when the only one left was Zhao Pan, Lin Li awoke from his murderous trance. Turning around, Lin Rei saw the corpses of the cultivators who were killed by his murderous intent lying on the ground. Seeing all this, he felt a faint sadness in his heart. He didn't know why, but when he saw so many people die in his hands, Lin Rei's heart was filled with sorrow. However, when he killed them, he felt nothing but excitement. You're Lin Rei? At this moment, Lin Rei came in front of Zhao Pan. Zhao Pan recognized the martial emperor godly spear in Lin Rei's hand. His face changed dramatically and his eyes were filled with fear. He believed that the people who died here had no grudge against Lin Rei, but the grudge between him and Lin Rei had been there for a long time. You're tuning in to the Biyao's Wuxia Chronicles YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.